Submit to the High Council here on World Class Bullshitters. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is Mecha Random 42.
Hello.
We're also joined by Tom from Midnight's Edge After Dark, as well as everywhere on the internet.
Hello.
And finally, our guest for this evening. You know her, you love her. It's her first time here on the High Council, but we love to have her. Mary Mayhem. Say hello, everybody, to Mary Mayhem.
Hi, I am so excited. I did everything I could to internalize that squeal. That just
You didn't have to. Just let it out. It's not a big deal. People like emotion and reality. Excuse me, I can't speak. There you go. See, you're more reserved than I am with my flub.
I see. I feel like waving at my mom. I'm sorry.
Hi, Mrs. Mayhem. So, Tom, I said I would tell you this on air, the story of Mary being on the High Council tonight. So, folks were in the green room, and Tom goes, yeah, I thought we were going to have her on like a year ago. And I said, Tom, let me tell you the story of how this happened. So I was on Shenanigans, and a listener had sent in a message to Mary about, hey, Jeff, you said Mary's going to be on the High Council in February. When? I said, well, how about this Tuesday? So there you go, Mary.
Yay!
It's Tuesday, it's February. It's the High Council.
It is totally here. This is happening. So it's going
This
down.
is happening. It's happening. We need that meme now with
yes,
Steve
it's
Carell.
happening. Yes. Absolutely.
Were you guys, did I have the new buttons that I introduced last week for this show, or no?
I'm not sure.
So I officially have a Jamaram button. So whenever
that I know about. Yes.
Okay.
Jamaram. Oh, it's new. It's new. That didn't say Jamaram before. Cool.
Yeah. So there we go. We have an official Jamaram button. I have some other ones. Yeah. I have a Mortal Kombat one, but that's really not relevant for tonight. But
is it Chun-Li?
Actually, I read that article. I made a joke about it. So, Tom, when I was talking about that Mortal Kombat trailer on the podcast on Thursday night, I found the article where the writer from
Jezebel,
yeah, she's like, how can you have a Mortal Kombat movie without the greatest one of all, Chun-Li? And I'm like, you've got to be fucking joking. And no, they put a retraction in the article. This woman was not joking. So
no, I know. That was my first reaction, too. I was like, are you guys sure this isn't like the Babylon Bee or something like that? And they're like, no, look at the bottom. And like I saw that retraction. I'm like, oh, my God.
I had people yell at me in my comments, so you're grifting off of a joke article. Why didn't they retract it if it was a joke?
No, this article should be held up as example as to why people need to start being hired on their merit and not just the color of their skin or what's between their legs. Because this woman was clearly a diversity hire because they wanted to have some nerd girl there. When there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of nerd girls that are much more qualified than her that know that Chun-Li is not in Mortal fucking Kombat.
I just think it makes everyone look bad. But for my takeaway, Tom, to bounce off that is, they keep putting just unqualified people in whatever you want to call it. Like, basically, you have bad geek reporters. Therefore, geek culture looks stupid when you go.
That's my point. Yeah,
like with interviewers, like I'll never forget. I won't say the YouTuber's name, but he was interviewing somebody at a game awards show, and he just wasn't prepared, and it just was like, oh. And I like this guy too overall. Like, but I just remember watching it. I'm like, oh. So every time I see one of these articles pop up like this, I'm reminded of that, and I think, ooh, like. It's not even this lady's fault exclusively. There should be an editor involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing that bothers me is like, because I get it. This chick thought she had a gotcha moment, right? We all been there in this kind of racket. And, instead of her, second or third in command or whoever was above her or editor, whoever that should have read this shit, should have been smart enough to catch it. That just shows you how exactly the point you're making there, Jeff, is how bad the chain of command is in this place and just how desperate they are to have, anybody in there who's, that's what I'm saying. I guarantee you she was some kind of like situation like, oh, we need a woman who can write here. And they just found a woman writer instead of somebody who was qualified.
See, but that's what's frustrating for women geeks in general, right? Is that the ones that just stick their nose out and actually get grabbed onto and get put in that position and then flub it up, make the rest of us look bad.
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, you and Mecca I've heard you guys all say that kind of shit.
Yeah, Yeah, you get interrogated, you get questioned, you get, oh, well, you need to be an expert on every little obscure piece of trivia on every little thing that's geek related, or else we'll never take you seriously because, one geek girl thought Chun-Li was in Mortal Kombat. Or fake geek girl.
I never claimed to be a big Street Fighter fan or anything. I was a Soul Calibur girl, right? But I always felt like it, right? Like I'll beat your ass in Soul Calibur all day long, with Talon, by the way. Wind. But no, it's I think it's always important to be upfront and honest about what you don't know what the fuck about, right?
Exactly.
If you don't know, because geekdom is a massive, massive genre, right? And it covers and touches on so many different things that no one human being can be. And even if you are a jack of all trades and are into a million different things, you can't be into all of the things that geekdom encompasses, right? And so just own that shit up front. No one's going to think less of you for it.
Well, and here's my other problem with it. And you're right. I agree with you 100%, Mary. And that goes for everybody, not just women, but men too. Because when I don't know something, I'll just say, I have no idea what the hell it is. Because otherwise I'm going to sit there and look like a fucking idiot if I continue to talk about something I don't know. And in this case, you have a situation though, where it'd be one thing if they were just video games, but we've had a Street Fighter movie, a couple Mortal Kombat movies. And not only that, we had a Street Fighter movie called Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li. So this astute critic, she calls herself, sucks.
Now, folks, we're going to play a game because of this. So, Alexander the Great, thank you. You are officially the listener of the evening because you helped spawn this game. So he asks, how come Luke Skywalker wasn't in The Hobbit? So tonight, throughout the entire show,
goddamn right,
I want you to ask me or anyone in the chat why a certain character wasn't in the wrong franchise. So why wasn't Han Solo in the Spider-Man film? Or why wasn't Master Chief in Clear and Present Danger? Or dumb shit like that. Just ask away.
I want to know why Rogue wasn't in Mulan, damn it.
More importantly, why wasn't Michelangelo
involved?
Why wasn't Michelangelo and Mary Poppins? That's my question.
Why didn't they give the Millennial Falcon to Mr. Spock?
Did you just call it the Millennial Falcon?
Yes, to Dr. Spock.
I love when they call him Dr. Spock. I'm like, it's Mr.
I like the Dark Vader on the Star Wars.
I remember. So I always tell the story of my first experience with Star Wars, but I actually remembered that there's another experience with Star Wars I had first because my cousin tried to show me Empire Strikes Back and I thought his name was Darth Vader and she tried to correct me because I'd never heard the word Darth. And I was like, it's not a real word. What is this?
I think every kid did that when they were little. If you were young enough at that age, to not be, already 10, 12, 13 years old when Star Wars came out.
Or Lightsaber.
Lightsaber was another one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it bad that I literally had the exact same problem, but I was ashamed to admit it because I thought it was
I think a lot of kids, if you were young enough at an age to discover Star Wars, I'm sure you mispronounced a lot of that stuff.
I did. Well, my dad was the one who introduced me, and I was really little. Like, it was back before my memories really fully form, right? But I just remember it being ever present. And I remember Darth Vader being there, and I was like, okay, so this is a thing. And I would say it, and I guess my dad just let it slide for a really long time. And then one day I got called out on it, and I was like, they were like, that's not right. He's the guy who did that was black. And I was like, I'm sorry, I swear I'm not a racist. So,
in Roadhouse, Yoda should have been. Much ass I could have kicked.
Why wasn't here we go. Why wasn't Mary Poppins in Showgirls?
Fuck yes. The OG Mary Poppins? Hell yes.
Wait, didn't Julie Andrews do a topless scene in one movie?
Where?
I can't remember. I'm gonna have to Google that now. It's vague.
When Mary Poppins says she's practically perfect in every way, she ain't kidding. I want to see under that dress. I want to see some.
No, this shit's gonna be in my history.
Star Wars, sort of.
This shit's gonna be in my
movie SOB says executive.
SOB, yep. Pulled it up.
I gotta see that.
Yep.
Oh hell yes.
All right, there's your connection, people.
Oh wow. There we go.
She was hot back in the day. I don't give a shit.
Look, I'm never gonna act like you're wrong at all just because people remember her as Mary Poppins or what's her name?
Julie Andrews is hot
on the music.
Yes. Anyway, yes. Why wasn't Mary Poppins in Showgirls?
I mean,
why is Squidward not in Baywatch?
That's right. He was. You just didn't see him. But hey, that's a good. But aren't they in the same universe? Because wasn't the Hoff in one of the
he was
SpongeBob movies?
Yeah. Hasselhoff was totally in that. Actually,
I love they're surfing on him or whatever.
Yeah.
Now,
like, what the fuck am I watching? Because I never really watched the show. My kid was into SpongeBob, so I got him the movie, and I'm sitting here, what the fuck is this?
now I have a question for you guys. Why isn't Batwoman canceled yet?
Because same reason that What's-Her-Face works at the Jezebel.
They're holding up for a hero.
Well, I love every week that there's another update about ratings plummeting, which is every show. We talk about it. So, Mary, welcome to the Batwoman Minute here on the High Council.
I watched this. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, Mecca watches this show.
I do not watch this shit. I cannot do it. I cannot do this.
So, I almost had a moment of lapsed judgment last night. So, on the TV, there's all these like app tiles that pop up, and a picture of her, the new Batwoman, popped up. I was like, am I gonna watch it? Am I gonna give it a shot? And I clicked on it, and then it said that CW needed my personal data for whatever, and I said no thanks. It was like a last warning sign. I almost watched the show last night. Jesse, we were almost it was that bad.
Is the new one just as gay, or?
I have no clue. I don't usually watch it. I watch my superheroes for their heroic actions, not usually. Hell, even Spider-Man. I love his story, but his romance life is secondary to what I buy the comics for. Anyway, here we go on Batwoman. A little over a week after the CW announced that they had renewed Batwoman for a third season, the ratings and viewership numbers have hit their lowest point in the show's short-lived life. All right, so now TV series finale reports Batwoman Season 2, Episode 4, Fair Skin, Blue Eyes, had a horrific rating of a 0.10 for the 18 to 49 demographic. It was almost 40% drop from Episode 3's 0.16 rating. Now, there are only ratings in the 18... Sorry, not only were the ratings in the 18 to 49 demographic terrible, but viewership plummeted nearly 30% from Episode 3 to a paltry 507,000 views. And, Batwoman just keeps on, it like crashed, it hit the bottom of the barrel, it scraped it, it went through the floor, and now we're in the sub-basement.
I was going to say, how is this financially sustainable?
Well, we have learned through Gina Carano's story that just because something isn't financially sustainable doesn't mean they won't fucking shove it down your throat until you just bend over and take it.
There is other side to this. See, the CW thing, I think they still have this deal going on with Netflix where they get extra money that basically amortizes all these shows.
Well, this is also like their highest rated show, I think.
No, actually, is that true anymore? I mean, because I'm sure The Flash is still higher rated than this.
Let me check.
Because I know at their height, like Arrow and Flash were getting like 3 million, 4 million viewers.
Sorry.
No, that's laughable, but for CW, that's damn good numbers.
That was reading Fatty's comment.
Oh, okay. Well,
sorry. Why was it Cosmo
Kramer? Jerry, I don't want to pick which parent I want to live with. That sounds like a real problem.
All right, they dropped under 500,000 now.
So,
for Batwoman,
we have had videos across the board that do better than a TV show that's available around the world. And it's not about self-aggrandizing. What I'm trying to say is a TV show, which is supposed to be like, growing up, I always thought it was, you had your people on TV and then above them were your people in the movies. So, and this is like one of those TV shows that isn't even like a good network. Growing up, it's like, oh, Fox was a little cheaper, but it had great shows. CW has always been you teen dramas, or you're this or you're that, and you're lesser than things. So this is like it doesn't even scratch the surface in terms of popularity on a really shitty network. It's at the bottom of the worst. Like, why? Where else do you go? And what other stories do you tell? Does this become a vehicle for more, just real world issues? Or is it going to actually become a superhero show about Batwoman?
God, I could talk for hours about the nonsense of superhero shows being forced to raise real world issues when all it is that we want in the first place is escapism. And that's not to say that you can't have both, right? But when one becomes the vehicle, right, the thing that you use to convey the real world issues, and that's its sole intended purpose, and the superhero aspect becomes secondary, like that's when I fucking tap out. It's why I can't fucking deal with Batwoman. I can't.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what are they calling her? Are they calling her Black Women now?
Yeah, well, she called herself that, so you can say it, so it's okay. No, but you're right, 100%. Like, I'm sick and tired of this crap. Like, where are my superhero shows about saving babies from burning buildings and kitties from trees and occasionally saving the world from blowing up? That's what superhero movies should be about. I don't care about all this other crap, and neither does most of the country. Like,
most of the world.
Most of the world, for that matter. Yeah, but
he literally asks a gay guy his pronouns.
Wait, in the show?
In the show, in this last episode, yeah, she's going into a part. She's trying to sneak into this hoity-toity art, like black market art collecting party to take a look at a Jack Napier painting. So she's trying to sneak in plain sight, and at the door, the party host guy, he's wearing a gown. He's very, very stereotypically flamboyantly gay. And you can tell, and he says, "Oh, do you have any questions?" And she says, "Pronouns." And he answers, "He, him, or they, them, depending."
For fuck's sake!
That's the whole show. Is or
wouldn't they, them be everybody?
Yeah. It's the whole room. Oh.
Fucking Christ!
She gives a lecture to the cop about her ex being a woman. Oh no!
I'm so glad I don't watch the show. It'd give me an aneurysm.
Horrible.
It's horrible. Like Star Trek Discovery is bad enough. Like I found, like, I'm not kidding. Like the last few episodes, I said this to Andre. Like I think my brain is rejecting this show. Like it's protecting itself. Like it shuts off when I turn the show on. I can't retain anything. I'm sitting there dead-eyed, staring at this thing for 45 minutes. Afterwards, I have no recollection of what happened. It's like traumatic, and I don't want to remember it. Right? I don't understand anymore. And this is what a lot of these shows are like.
That was lower decks for me. I just could not remember what happened in these episodes. So I had to stop reviewing it. I just couldn't remember any of it.
See, superheroes used to be able to walk a nice line, a fine balance between, social stuff or good stuff. Like Superman, this ad from back in the day, drawn by Neil Adams. Like, yeah, there were some socially conscious DC books, especially from Denny O'Neil and the like, but they were still stories. There's a reason why people talk about Speedy and in the Green Arrow story, the drug addict. There's a reason people still talk about that because it's a classic. There's a reason people still talk about Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan dealing with racism on Earth.
What the hell is that black kid doing?
He's trying to tell everyone to join Superman for some reason.
Oh, I thought he was playing air guitar.
I would play air guitar too if I met Superman.
It's Superman.
Were they doing air guitar in the early 70s?
No, probably not.
Probably.
I have no idea. Honestly, I swear the first time I ever saw air guitar was Bill and Ted, so I have no idea.
Actually, Joe Cocker was kind of doing air guitar at Woodstock.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah, that's when people thought he was spazzing out. But sort of doing air guitar.
Well, the reason I brought up the Superman thing is they used to do... there's a burst water main around this corner, so people are acting stupid. But all I was going to say is they used to do all these public service announcements at the end of cartoons or in comic books and stuff like that, and they're always kind of like secondary to the show. I know why they had to put him in there. Believe me, I read all the stuff about it. But my point is, they were there. They were secondary. The whole cartoon, like Inspector Gadget, had an episode about surviving a fire. They didn't stop the episode and go, "Kids, don't play with matches." They put that bullshit at the end of the show. Like the show, basically, what I'm trying to get is all shows are now are the whole public service announcement stretched out over 2 hours. It's like you want to watch G.I. Joe fight Cobra and do all this cool shit, but no, you're going to have well, that's fucking He-Man. But anyway, you got one of these people telling you to put your fires out, or be careful, pork chop sandwiches and all that shit. So it's like they've sucked the fun out of superheroes, and they kept the one part that is kind of academic, but they took out everything else.
No, you're right, Jeff. Formula. I think you hit on something with the whole, like, making it a, however long public service announcement. Because we were just talking about this earlier with Grease. Because one of the complaints was, like, the messages in this movie are so bad and problematic. It's like, it's a fucking movie. It's a piece of entertainment. It's a musical about a snapshot in time just before the Beatles and hippies took over. Like, the teenage culture. Like, it's just a snapshot of that small, short time period where there was greasers and all that kind of stuff. That's all it is. And y'all are taking it way out of context.
Well, what was it that William Shatner said the other day about, you're holding the past shows to today's standards, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that. You cannot do that. You cannot take something.
Shat's been on fire lately.
Right? You can't hold these past movies and past pieces of entertainment to today's standard, right? Because it's a ridiculous thing, because then you disregard all of the work and all of the paving of the way that these movies did.
Look, I'm 90 years old. Fuck everybody.
Go ahead, cancel me.
Yeah, try and cancel me. I'm gonna be dead before long.
No, don't. That'll be the saddest day.
Yeah, don't say that.
No, now that you say that, Jeff, I'm gonna live forever.
Thank you.
He would
Make
just
sure
he would just to fuck with the trolls, wouldn't he?
these trolls have something to deal with because I can't leave them alone.
Did I ever tell you I actually got to meet him?
Yes.
He was the sweetest thing ever.
I met him for 2 seconds.
Yeah, we got to meet him in Vegas at the Star Trek thing.
Twice for 2 seconds, anyway.
You
kind of
get in and you shuffle out, and then you get your, and then you leave, and then you get the autograph and you shuffle out. Like, oh.
I mean, he's willing to banter though, at least a little bit.
Well, they have it set up there where you can't. That's the problem. That's what Mecca's kind of saying. Yeah, because they had the picture thing. They have music blaring so loud so you can't talk to anybody.
What?
And then they just get you through like instantly.
Oh,
like,
you guys took pictures. See, we got an autograph.
and then when I got to get the autograph, though, this is the kicker. They put him and a bunch of the other big people in the main fucking hall. So you had the fucking shit going on. You couldn't hear anybody or talk to anybody. I got to talk to, God, his name just escaped me now because I can't remember. The guy from,
Sorry.
Jeffrey Combs. I got to talk to him for a little bit, but he was really sweet about it. And he at least was making the effort. Shat was just like, yep, next. And I get it.
What did Jeffrey Combs do in Star Trek?
Oh, he played a lot of characters, actually. He's played, help me out here, Mackie. He did the...
Everything from Shran to Brunt to... what else has Jeffrey Combs played? Wayun.
Yeah, he's been in a couple different... spanned over a few, but like, I was like, to me, he's like, dude was in fucking Frighteners and shit. Like, man, it's like, he's in all the cool shit.
Yeah. I met Barbara Crampton once. That was fun.
I've heard she's nice. Yeah.
My favorite story about her is I Feel Terrible. You've seen that movie, right?
Which one?
Reanimator.
Oh, Reanimator. Yeah.
You remember the severed head part?
Yeah. The part with the head. Yeah.
I sold a poster of that at a convention and people were buying it and getting it autographed. Like at the show. It's really weird. I'll show you a picture of it one day. I can't show it on the show, but
well, yeah,
you get the idea of what it is.
I'm sure that's her most popular one.
Yeah. So, folks in the chat right now, we have almost 1,000 people watching. Hit that thumbs up button. We're about to start talking about Gina Carano in a minute. We only have we have 354 likes. If we hit the 1,000, which we always like to do, we will have a Good Morning Pop Culture. There's one this Friday morning, and that is from last week's WCBS show. So let's hit that thumbs up button and keep Good Morning Pop Culture coming. Even if you don't like it, you know what? Somebody else does, so hit the thumbs up button for them. So now before we get into all the fun stuff, including Gina Carano, let's see what you guys in the audience are saying. So first off, NG1T sends in a super chat sticker of a pear. Thank you very much. Our friend Cesario Japan says, Andre of Midnight's Edge was wondering about porg recipes. I told him of your video on cooking a porg. You two need to do a future collab video on it.
You're going to upset Mecca.
I should show it at the end of the stream tonight.
Oh, no.
It's got gut and everything. I do gut it on camera.
I mean, I don't like porgs. I would eat a porg in a heartbeat, but I wouldn't do it in front of Mecca.
I would turkey penguin kitty faces. They're so cute.
Kitty faces.
Our friend the Lokes Ewok says, "Hail High Council. Hope everyone is great. I am currently in a battle against YouTuber due to one of my against YouTube due to one of my Wolfenstein videos. Trailer equals hate speech."
What?
Well, the Lokes Ewoks. Hopefully everything gets worked out in your favor.
Are you saying you got like a community strike, or are you just saying you got a claim?
He just said he's currently in a battle against YouTube. So I don't know
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, mess with claims, I just let him unless I know.
Yeah, there's not much you can do. Yeah,
unless I know I can seriously protest I have the rights for this or something, which has happened on a few videos.
But I have gotten a community guidelines strike for some bullshit before, so that's what I was curious.
I've never gotten a guidelines strike.
It came that's why I said somebody had to be playing games with me, and no, I'm not getting into it here, but yeah.
I would have thought I would have by now, considering all the lewd shit I've done on my channel.
True.
I've been there. I've seen it firsthand, Mary.
I created a lot of it.
You did.
We also had
I'm
one
a bad
from our
influence.
Friend, Mr. Tickle Trunk, who just sends in a smiling Shiba Inu super chat sticker. So thank you very much. Yeah, Mr. Tickle Trunk, thank you. Now, Jesse, is that the kind of dog that lives across the hall or no?
No, that's some sort of weird mix.
Oh, it's a weird one. Okay.
Fuck that dog.
It's a tiny little dog. And then we also have our friend Rock Eats Masha, who says, "Wah, the orc made it to the show." Well, Rock Eats Masha, thank you very much for joining us tonight here on the High Council. SH Rebels offers me a cup of coffee. Thank you very much, SH Rebels, for your super chat sticker. I had to take a couple days off caffeine because I drank too much last week and got real strung out. So it was weird. I was on edge all last week. And then finally, the new number 2 sends in another fist bump super chat sticker. So thank you very much to the new number 2. Folks, we will be back to read those in just a moment. But first, let's talk about the big topic tonight, NordVPN.
When you need a VPN, get NordVPN. No. Before you hop into the Gina part, I just want to say they're already in the background discussing going after Rosario Dawson.
Over what?
She's just next in line.
Yeah, she's just next. They have their little targets that they're like gang members. They're trying to jump people in where you either join the hate mob. It's like the Blob, you know?
This is the separation that we keep talking about at Lucasfilm. Now, I'm not talking about other YouTubers, but I'm talking about us specifically at Midnight's Edge. This is what we've been talking about. There's this faction of the group that wants everything to be about all this identity politics shit. There's the other faction who just want to tell fucking Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And what you have here is that other faction picking each and every one of the people out of the group, and they're going to just go down the line. And Carl's going to be right after her because Carl was the only one who came out in support of Gina so far.
Do you think they will though? Do you think they actually? Because Carl Weathers is kind of he's kind of a
matter.
Hollywood. You think so? Like, I mean, he's pretty established.
Doesn't matter. He's an old man. It's going to turn from old white men to just old men. Trust me.
You think so?
I do think so. I do because I've actually already talked to a few black men who have said they've already dealt with shit like this.
Walter Mosley.
And that's a great example as well, too. Yeah,
I'm not thinking so much about his age, just about his established persona in
Here's
Hollywood.
the thing: is actually he's not nearly. Here's the thing, and this is why he's probably. I'm surprised he has said anything. Carl Weathers, he's a legend in our respective nerddom, but he has not done a whole hell of a lot in the last 20 years. This is the first thing he's really done that's really put him back up on any kind of pedestal since the days of Rocky.
Look, I'm the first to admit that they constantly absolutely blow my mind with how far they're willing to take this and how insane they are with all of this, right?
And
like
Chris Pratt isn't safe for any of them,
Chris Pratt has been, I guess, intelligent enough to keep his mouth closed, but I do think it's only a matter of time.
Exactly.
I do think it's really only a matter of time, which is why it's becoming more and more apparent that what we're seeing here, and look, I'm not even a Ben Shapiro fan, right? I don't ascribe to the right wing side of this stuff. I'm not a fan of his views and all of that jazz, but I did go sign up for the Daily Wire to watch their movie Run, Hide, Fight, and to just kind of be there. I moved my subscription, if you will, from Disney Plus over to Daily Wire because that's where Gina is, and because it's where the fight seems to be sort of taking place right now, right? Is that they're going to start doing their own form of entertainment over here. And I want to encourage that. I want oppositional entertainment to take place because I think we need that, right? Because what she said, you can't cancel us if we don't let you, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll follow her. Let's go. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. I got my mitts on.
What the problem that I'm seeing here is though, now I just recorded a video before the stream here about the Mary Sue complaining that they had to actually sit there and do their crappy job, do their job and actually watch the interview. And she basically flat out lies and slanders what Gina said. She inserts their point of view that everybody has to have a pronoun in their bio because the Twitter mob. Now, all of a sudden, I guess Disney's perfectly okay with the Twitter mob being the representation of the transgender community, which I'm offended by because we have friends in the transgender community who are not part of this hate mob. But if Disney says that all the transgender people are part of the hate mob, then I guess who are we to disagree with Disney and Lucasfilm, right? Yeah, so their point of view is they think that their point of view is correct, that she should never have, whether she intended to harm them or not. They don't care. They don't care that she never intended to or not. They don't care that she immediately stated, I did not have any intention or ill will towards the transgender community. I didn't understand it was a big deal. And I see stuff like Trash Panda in the Twitter bios. What's the issue? And that
I don't even think she really said it was never a big deal. She just said she didn't understand why she should be forced to do something from a community that's all about your own choices. And that was, see, that's the thing, is she put a lot of things in a lot of ways that we have.
Yeah.
And you can tell that this is why she got to this point. And that's, not to get too deep into it, Jeff, I'll let you go back, because I'm sure you have spots you want to kind of discuss in this interview, but like there's a lot of great moments and points in this interview and points she makes that, we've been saying for years, and it's finally refreshing to see somebody out there in the media actually saying it. Because that's the biggest problem we have here right now, is that the media has spun this story in such a way. And I think you were referring to that Mary Sue article, Mecca. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
And if you read that thing, not only is it completely lies, even the stuff that she doesn't lie about is out of order and bullshit, just twisted to her own narrative.
Well, that's what the weird part about the article was to me, is that while she's sitting there literally complaining about being lied to, which is in and of itself a lie, right? While she's sitting there complaining about it, she turns around and starts telling lies. She starts telling this lie about how Gina Carano blamed the trans community for her being attacked over pronouns. That never happened. No. Gina Carano never did that.
And that's what I mean about the order of the things that happened too, because she says that she put beep bop boop in to mock the trans community when and all that shit. No, she did that before she even talked to Pedro, because like she says after even the order of things that she says in that article. Sorry, Mary.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Like while you're sitting there running your mouth, because none of these people did their research or did their homework. They said they've repeated and just regurgitated everything that they've heard other people say, taken it as gospel truth, and then continue to perpetuate these lies as if it were fact. But for those of us who were there, who watched this go down in real time, we know it's not true. And so we're sitting there just like doing the whole face drag down where you've got your eyeballs extended and you're just like, oh, I cannot even with you people anymore. While you're having your little hissy fits, it took me 4 hours to watch this interview, and I had to stop every 15 minutes so I could get through it and throw a hissy fit. Like, bitch, please. Yeah. You are like, sweet Jesus. Could you just calm the fuck down for 2 seconds, you drama queen?
I thought she was just stupid and had it on point 5 times the whole time, maybe.
No, she kept throwing her little temper tantrum, having to stop it and throw her phone down like a toddler. Well, I don't want to hear it. It's wrong. No, it's not. You're not listening to the facts. You're assuming that your side is the correct side in all of this. That you're also completely glossing over. Like didn't she gloss over the entire, the lie that people were saying Gina Carano even mentioned the political affiliations of modern day people in America. She didn't even use any political party, any sort of label for any. She just posted a thing about a long time ago, and people just implied and put words in her mouth and assumed and alleged. And if people, I would say this, if people are so easy and quick to compare that, and then they yell and scream and attack, maybe they're realizing that that's exactly what they're doing. Maybe they're realizing that they are treating conservatives like a stereotype that they've never ever witnessed or seen in their lives before.
That's what I was saying, Mecca. That's what I was saying earlier.
They have the stereotype in their head that all conservatives are rednecks in the deep South with guns and no shirts and no teeth, and they're all. They have this
fair enough for me. Like, I'll embrace that aspect of it. But all of that it goes directly to just prove exactly what it was that Gina Carano was saying in the first place, right? Like, literally, you were validating what this woman was saying initially, which is that when you begin to treat people like the other, you can do whatever you want to them. When you start to see them as an inhuman thing, then you can treat them in dehumanizing ways.
Mary, I think that's the point that I was trying to make earlier too, going off of what Mecca was saying as well, is like, I think that's what this writer, or whatever you want to call her, from the Mary Sue's problem really was. It wasn't so much that she was just tired of the lies, because when you're mad about something, you're getting lies, you're getting fired up and you're getting pissed, right? You're not crying and you're not buckling over. And no, I think you guys are right. I think the problem that this person has is when you watch this interview, if you actually watch this interview and get through it, if you did not agree with what, happened before, then, obviously you're not going to change your mind, because it shows you exactly what you figured happened, or worse, actually, when you hear some of the things she says. But now if you're on that other side, I've had enough people in the comments now of the video we broke this down say that, thank you for sharing this. I didn't really follow the whole Gina thing, or I thought she was posting all this crap. I didn't realize the media was spinning it the way they were. I'm glad I watched this interview. And that is because you can actually see the genuine person she is. You can see that this is really her. She's shaken to her core. We're seeing her completely naked, and I obviously don't mean that physically, but I mean we're seeing her soul.
Emotion. Yeah,
we're seeing her soul.
Who's holding back
and
tears.
If you watch this, and if you're somebody who tried to get her canceled, and it doesn't make you feel sick to your stomach, then you're not a fucking human being. And that's what the problem is that these so-called journalists and writers and all these people in the media who helped perpetuate this fucking lie, that's why they're so upset and can't watch it for more than a few minutes without walking out of the room, because they feel so fucking guilty because they're wrong, and they'll never admit it.
Nope.
Ever. Not
they're too childish.
Well,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was thinking, my biggest takeaway from this entire thing wasn't any of the politics. That's not really what I'm interested in. Gina Carano's story is really telling because it shows you exactly where the power lies behind the scenes. Everybody likes to talk about this and that and the other, but this lady's telling you exactly what goes down. You think, oh, you're an actor on top of the world. There's like 12 other layers ahead of you in terms of who has the real power. And that's the most interesting part of this story for me. It's, she has to make phone calls and do this and get to, talk to these people and those people. And like, there's just a whole other layer, a whole other industry part that we don't even think about, or whoever, these aides and these people and these representatives, like, whoa, I just thought it was like, you make a product that people want to buy, and that's the end of it.
Well, this is kind of what we've been trying. Well, sorry, Mary. I was just say this is kind of the stuff we've been trying to warn people about, though. Like, this stuff comes from the higher ups. That's what we were trying to say. Like, and if you don't think and go with the flow of the narrative, and not to get political, because that was the thing is I got from what she was saying is she didn't even get political until this stuff started happening to her.
Mm-hmm. Well, imagine this being, 15 years ago, right? You're in your workplace. I can't imagine any workplace, any studio, anybody. I mean, I don't presume to know how it went down in Hollywood, but having the gall to sit you in a room with 40 people to begin abusing you and degrading you and treating you as though you are some lower than dirt thing, right? That's actually abusive. And the idea that they thought they could do that to her, and that she would sit there and take it, that it was acceptable, that it was somehow some run-of-the-mill situation that someone could look at and go, oh yeah, that's totally normal. The idea that somebody thought that through and said, yeah, this is fine, is insane to me. It's absolutely insane. And it's right for her to call that out as abusive, because no one human being should sit there and be beat up on and ganged up on by 40 people, 40 freaking people. I have a hard time sitting in a room with 4 other people who I like and having a discussion where we don't run over one another, let alone me sitting in a room with 40 people who fucking hate my guts and don't want to hear a damn thing I have to say, right? Like, who looked at that and said, this is fine? Who did that?
They do that. That's how these groups practice. That's how recruiting goes. This reminds me of Scientology. This reminds me of religious cults. This reminds me of people getting jumped into gangs. It's like you're verbally getting jumped into a gang where they beat the crap out of you verbally and make you feel horrible and all this stuff, so that you can go on and be the same to other people. And that's why you see all these actors virtue signal so hard and do whatever they can to be so nasty. And have their raging political views on social media that they're approved now, because that is their little group. That is what that herd does.
It does feel cultish, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
It feels very cultish.
And that's where I want to.
It's their zealotry. They don't. You can't reason. You can't show them the truth right here. You can't slap screenshot and screenshot of what Data Racer has been collecting of what they've said to this woman. You can't show them that because they don't see it. They're responding off of their emotions. Even Gina said you cannot, the trainer that they sent over was trying to explain to her, you can't reason with these people with logic. You have to respond with emotion, because that's all they respond with is emotion.
But isn't
that's how children act.
It's their faith.
that's not only how children act, that's how you get to a position where your society completely devolves, right?
Yeah.
Like when you can no longer handle adult interaction with one another, when you can no longer step up. And that's one of the reasons that I'm so proud of Gina, that I look to her as an actual example to women, to anyone really, is because she wants to look you in the eye, right? She wants to have a logical conversation with you face to face, look you in the eye. That's how a damn adult acts. That's how a person who is in control of themselves acts. Why can't they get that, right? Why can't you sit down and talk to her like an adult, like a human being, right? If you're going to act the way that they're attempting to force on her, you're going to see the world around you crumble into insanity. Like, let's just literally go back to the caveman days where we're throwing spears at each other.
Yeah, we're about a step away from that. And I know, Jeff, you didn't. And again, I don't think this had so much to do with her politics as it just did with a lot of the things the ladies just said, and that is that she wasn't going to buckle or bend, which means
no.
Yeah,
I wasn't saying that.
Go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with you. I agree with you what you're saying. Sorry, the internet's acting stupid. I keep muting myself because the burst water main, people keep honking their horn at it like it's there's water. Look, I get it. Water in California is really rare, but come on. Like,
if you honk at it, it'll fix it though, Jeff.
The new goal. Yeah, if you honk at it, it fixes it.
That's how everybody treats us here on the street. It's like if they honk at you, you'll just disappear, right?
Right. Well, in another aspect of this, and I brought it up I don't know how many times, it's like, we've said it before. What is Gina that Ray and all this other stuff that Kathleen Kennedy has, spearheaded not been? A very strong female character and popular. And so was Baby Yoda. I mean, these things were popular. And basically taking away Gina and doing a lot of things that are happening is basically systematically tearing down everything that was rebuilt in Star Wars now. It's getting to because I don't care anymore. I'm done. This is it. Mm-hmm. 3 strikes, you're out. You had the prequels, you had the sequels, and you got me again with The Mandalorian. That's your 3rd strike. I'm done.
I think the most interesting part of Star Wars is yet to come, because Jesse made an excellent point the other day when we were talking about remaking the movies and how you've already split the audience. And if you remake the movies, you half that half again. And they're just halving that audience at like a record speed. But what I'm most interested in is to watch how they try to cover up or whatever the PR spin. I saw somebody in the chat mention earlier, like, oh, this story comes out and, nobody remembers the failure of the High Republic. We're talking, number 1 on the New York Times bestseller list. You can actually buy your way onto that one. Oh, it dropped really quickly. Oh, no one gives a shit, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a failed project. And this was a successful project. And now this, distracts from that. It's like, there really isn't there's no good Star Wars story to come, because what Disney has done is they've got their Lucasfilm, Disney Plus, as Ben Shapiro likes to call them. What they do is they have themselves in this situation where every show coming to Disney Plus is going to have people remember The Mandalorian and then what happened to Cara Dune. They're going to remember this shit. Fans aren't going to forget how you can take everything out of what Gina Carano said. Let's just act like Gina Carano was written off this show for reasons. Let's say, I don't know, she sneezed in public, didn't say excuse me, and got fired from the show. Let's just use that excuse. Fans will be pissed if a good character is written off for any reason. They're always going to remember this. Now that they know what's behind it, everything that goes in, there's just going to be anger, and people are going to really, really remember it, and they're not going to forget because of everything that goes around. It's not just a simple, they take away my favorite character. Meh. It's this, they want to send a message to the audience wants to send a message right back.
No, I think you're 100% right, Jeff, and I think it's bled over into other avenues. Like, look at WandaVision.
Well, there was clearly more to come. No. There was clearly more to come with Cara Dune, right? You let us know where she was. The minute you said she was from Alderaan, we were hooked, right?
Well, they were either lying about her getting her own show just to fucking like twist the knife,
I don't think they were.
Or she was getting her own show. Hence, that means the character was that popular.
The character is that popular.
Yep, we know she is. Like,
she was that. Like, they were trying to write hit pieces on her in 2019, trying to paint this as a character that people didn't like because she was a woman.
Well, God, I remember. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, Mary, go ahead.
Well, I remember back when they did that first initial big round table or whatever, the panel with the Mandalorian group, where she came out in that bell dress, right? and I'm not a MMA fan, women's. I didn't know who the hell she was, right? I didn't know who obviously didn't know who Cara Dune was, but I didn't know who Gina Carano was at the time either. But all I knew was that she was adorable, right? And I looked at her and I saw, oh my God, that's fucking Belle on screen in front of me right now. This is like a real live Belle. And so I'm watching her and I'm thinking that this woman is just precious. And then the show premieres and then I see this is Cara Dune and I was immediately hooked. I liked her, right? For all of the other issues that I had, and I had a lot of issues with Mandalorian going through it, I liked Cara Dune. There was never a problem with her. She was one of the few consistently good characters that I couldn't say something about. I couldn't say anything bad about the entire way through it. There was a reason to like her.
Yeah. And she got, I know I always use the merchandise as the example, but there's a reason why she got 3 re-releases of the same toy. People bought it up, the statues, all this shit. It was an organic, a natural organic.
Well, they were all sold out before it got canceled, and then Hasbro called down and said they had to pull everything.
Yeah.
And that came from above. Like, this was a systematic thing that went down. And I mean, I don't want to get too much in the trenches of the rumor mill because I know you're not into that stuff, Jeff, so much. But like, again, like, I mean, we could go on all night on what happened here, but this, I believe, is the dress you're talking about, Mary.
Yes, look at it. Isn't it pretty? I'm sorry. I'm all about that dress porn. It's just so pretty.
No judgment, Mary.
She's adorable. Look at her. She's precious.
Oh, I've got some pics here that make anybody, even the straightest woman, go, damn.
Well, even setting aside the whole like lady love thing. Holy shit! Please don't do this to me live on air, please.
Isn't that the Daisy Ridley one though that they just put over? No.
No, I think I'm pretty sure that's hers from Maxim. Because I found it in 3 different places.
Like setting aside the lady love, she's precious, right? Like Gina Carano is adorable. I want to go scoop her up and feed her pancakes or something.
Yeah, I want to be Gina when I grow up.
Right? She's even younger than me, and I want to be like her when I grow up.
What kind of pancakes do you want to feed?
I actually hate pancakes personally, but I recognize the rest of the world loves them. As far as I'm concerned, they're maple flavor glue. But if I could feed Gina Carano any kind of pancakes, it'd be strawberry banana.
No, but I think you guys are. I think you guys are hitting on the most important aspect of this is that it goes beyond Star Wars. Mm-hmm. This is something that has touched on every single franchise we've had now. And this is the first person we've actually seen stand up.
Yeah.
And say enough is enough. I'm not going to be bullied by Disney. I'm not going to be bullied by the Hollywood machine. And that's the important part here, even beyond Star Wars. So even if you're not a fan, and I think that's where you're kind of coming from too, Mary, is like you gravitated towards the person and the character more so than the show.
I had no idea who she was, but there she was, just sparkling like a frickin' diamond. And I had no concept of who she was as a person or even her character yet. All I knew was that she was precious, and I was waiting to see what came from her. And she didn't disappoint at all.
See, my first impression of her is like, this is a woman who looks like she can actually do a stunt. She looks like she can actually fight a man that is her size, or larger than her. She looks like she can actually do the physicality that is needed for the, like, not like a Ruby Rose or even Javicia Leslie, not like the Batwomans, not like these very, very petite model. Like they're really great for modeling. They're good for modeling clothing, and you need a different body type to look like you're not going to just snap like a twig.
Look at this picture. She knows exactly what she's fucking doing.
You know what though? It's true. With Gina, I never had to suspend my disbelief.
No.
I had to do that with Wonder Woman. And don't get me wrong, I love Wonder Woman, right?
Her personality carries a lot of her though too.
I never had to suspend my disbelief with Gina. It was one less step I had to take to be able to be immersed in what it was I was watching. And there's some suspension that has. I mean, you look at Gal Gadot. Like I love her. Like Gal Gadot's great, but that girl can't punch nobody out.
When she started was she swinging on lightning bolts in that second movie? That's when I lost it, Mary. I was like, nobody can do that one. Well, I'm with you guys though about like she looks imposing outside of the dumb shit where she punched his helmet in the first season, which I'm not going to change my opinions on that one. It's just as dumb as it was then as it is now.
Yeah, but that's writing. That's not her.
What I'm trying to say though is they rectified that shit in the writing process. They have shown her to be a great character across the board. Like it's not hard to see, like even in Deadpool, Haywire. I haven't seen Haywire, but I've seen clips and shit. You look at her in these fighting roles because she's an actual fighter. It's like Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris was, karate was his stuff. So he was this great martial artist. And, well, maybe he wasn't. Anyway, long story short, he's a great martial artist. And Chuck Norris his acting is whatever, but he brings that action, that stunts, all that stuff to it, and he's believable. All these guys are like that. She's like that too. She's in that category of someone
She
who
has charisma.
Yeah.
That's what it is. She's like
Yeah, like a
Schwarzenegger,
Stallone,
Stallone. Yes.
Mhm.
And if you plug her into the right roles, like a Cara Dune, she's going to shine. And that's what they need to do with her. Sorry, Jeff. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Oh, you're fine, dude. All I was saying is like where she was in terms of the roles she was getting, she fit it perfectly. Like, the henchwoman in Deadpool. She was funny. She was cool. She was great there.
Yeah.
Like the roles that they were, that she was taking on, she was just built for. And I liked her popping up and stuff. It really wasn't, she could have been that, not even generic, but like that type of action woman across all the different genres or all the different geek stuff. She'd already been in Star Wars. She did Marvel. She could have done DC. She could have done Star Trek. You could have just plugged her into all of these big things. She could have been, if there was an Expendables movie still, she would have fit there. She would have fit wherever Ronda Rousey was, who kind of fizzled out. Like all of those things.
John Wick movie.
Honestly, you could have chucked her into basically any superhero franchise, and
she should have been Wonder Woman. I'll fucking say it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, she would have been an amazing Wonder Woman.
I think she's too scary to be Wonder Woman.
No, I think she's just right in that. Well, I mean, depending on which version you pick, I think she's just perfect for that one.
I have to disagree with that, Jeff, and here's why: because Gina herself is so gentle, and I realize her body is massive, but I think that there's a lot to be said for that gentle spirit that she carries with her. She can convey intimidating, absolutely, and does, but I think that Gina's own gentle spirit would easily shine through.
I think I agree with you, Mary, on that point. I get you. Like you're saying, she has both of that. You can believe that she's kicking 5 bikers' ass, but also being, intimate or soft, like you said, or even maternal or any of these other things that she could pull off. That with Gal Gadot, yeah, she's an okay actress and she looks all right in the suit standing still. But once she talks or, does anything else, swinging from shit, and she's all right. Okay. I didn't even like the first Wonder Woman movie. I've said it before and I've never hidden that fact, but I've never had a problem with her per se. But I've always said there could have been plenty of other people better than her for the job.
Well, I'll give Gal Gadot credit. She's legit military, right? She has all that stuff too. Gotta give her credit for that one. She was way thin. Go watch her in, was it Fast and Furious 5? That woman is just, the wind blows and she just disappears. She's like what, Kate Moss or whoever was in the 90s. That was the big joke. But she put on the muscle. She did the stuff. I don't think she's, I put it like this: if there's a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of who I think are the greatest actors and where Gal Gadot would fall, 10 would be like a Meryl Streep or some really high, respected like that. She'd be a 6, 7. She's good. She's good in all the roles. But,
I gotta push back against you a little bit on that, Jeff. Look, I don't pretend to know how the Israeli armed forces do their thing, right? I don't know how they work, but here's what I do know. I was married to a military
hand-to-hand combat. Anybody who's gone through 2 years in the Israeli military can kill you with their bare hands.
Can they? I was gonna say I do know this. I was married to a soldier, U.S. He was a sergeant by the time we got divorced or whatever. But when they started allowing women into the engineer corps, which was not something that they had been doing prior to that, I started recognizing all the problems, and that was that they lowered the standards for women. Women and men didn't have the same standards.
Women have always been a part of the Israeli military, though. The standards have always been very similar and very high for both. Women have also always, unlike in the U.S. military, women have always been expected to serve in combat in the Israeli military as well. They're not protected like they are here.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't pretend to know about the Israeli aspect of it, but it was speaking from the American aspect.
No, it's nothing like the American. It's not even a close comparison.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not even at all.
That's fair.
Can we just time travel and bring back Linda Carter from 1978?
I'll be happier with that.
Because the thing is, I would never want Gina Carano for Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman's got this international, it's just a different thing. It's you wouldn't have Pierce Brosnan play John McClane and you wouldn't have Bruce Willis play James Bond, but I like them both. I think John McClane's as great as James Bond, but they're different characters.
I think that only depends on how good the actor is.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think when it comes to, I would never get American actors to play James Bond. Oh, Jeff, that's horrible. No, he's a British character. I just want him to be a British character. I want him to
I
be
don't disagree with you, but I don't think there's never been or could ever be an American or non-British actor who could play Bond.
Adam West turned the role down, thankfully.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, if you get somebody who's convincing enough, I don't think it matters.
I like it the way it is.
I would have said the same thing about Superman, but look at Henry Cavill. He's not the problem.
But I'm also with
but Andrew Garfield's a bullshit Spider-Man. He's just as British as Henry Cavill. So,
but that's a bad example. That's what I'm saying. So, to me, I believe it's all up to the individual.
I think it's a sophistication, man. Kurt Russell is a cool, badass dude, but he's great for that like charming, doofy guy. He's not as
certain actors are never going to be able to do that. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Gina Carano fits into your kick-ass action role, like I'm gonna kick you through the chest type of shit. Like if you're doing an Elseworlds Wonder Woman or like a Jim Lee style Wonder Woman where she's got the sword and she's gonna, fuck you up. If
I can weigh in for a second, I also just don't think we have enough. Like, she's a very untested actress still. Like, I like her a lot. I think she has a lot of heart. There's a genuineness to her that comes across in her roles that I love. But the reality is, she made this transition not that terribly long ago from a completely different career. It's not like she comes to this, with extensive training and experience, and she's only done a handful of roles with not that much variety.
That's completely fair. No, that is completely fair.
And I think she has every I'm hoping, I'm excited to see what she does. But it's one of those things where I will give her every respect and every opportunity because she hasn't done anything in my mind to jeopardize that. But at the same time, everybody still has to earn their accolades based on their merit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And same goes for Gal Gadot in that matter, too, because they both have had about the same amount of experience. And I brought this up earlier, like at least Gina has to this point found roles that play to her strengths. Like she knows, she's kind of like Bautista when he first got started. Like
I still don't think that much of Bautista. I think
he's gotten better, though. That's the thing is, he's gotten better, and that's the thing is these actors, as long as they have the charisma, like these wrestlers and other sports, people who have come into acting before, the ones that last are the ones that actually have personality. They may not always be the greatest actors at first.
Oh yeah,
but they eventually work that anybody else can't do. I don't think he's done anything that anybody else can't do, right? Like
no, not yet, really. I mean, outside of Blade Runner, I would say that's the first time he really stretched a little bit beyond his comfort zone.
Who, Harrison Ford?
No. Bautista.
Batista, yeah.
Yeah, in Blade Runner 2049, because he does pretty good in that, and again, think what you will about the movie, he's progressing as an actor.
Oh yeah, dude, I'll give him credit. He's in contention for like modern Bond villain henchman, like all time great.
Oh yeah, see that's where he's at that level yet. And I'd put Gina a little bit above that level because she did very well in Star Wars, and that's probably the most speaking part she's had, probably.
Oh yeah. Well, also too, what is Cara Dune? She's an ex-shock trooper.
Fuck
off traffic. It's a fucking water main. It's not.
You know what would help? You know what would help, Jeff, is if you took your freaking knee and your leg off the side of the road, took off the fishnet. Okay.
Look,
quit singing "Sweet Transvestite." All right, "Sweet Transvestite."
With the Cara Dune character, they really wrote that in well. This ex-military, hang out with veterans and stuff like that. That it fits with that former Marine, this, that, and the other kind of.
Well, that makes me feel like Favreau wrote the part for her, and that's the thing is, as long as she finds people who understand her strengths and know her weaknesses and can plug her into roles that work for her, like that's what she needs to do is be like a Bruce Willis or a Sylvester Stallone. She needs just this, like a John Wick. Action kind of movie to start with, something like that, where she can just be like this tough brute cop or something like that. Anything that'll kind of play to her strengths, and that's all she's got to do. Then the sky's the limit. She just has to make one successful movie, whatever it is, that plays to her strengths, and it'll be fine. I mean, again, no, I get what you're saying. Like the whole, she does need to learn, and she's not a perfect actress yet. She does have a ways to go. There's already been a joke out there that I even had to chuckle at a little bit, and that was that like. Somebody said in kind of tongue-in-cheek way, I know she's got to be telling the truth in that interview because she's not that good of an actress.
Ouch.
I know it was kind of like Cole, but it's like, okay, but really, I get what the person was getting. It's like, look, we've seen the real Gina in that interview.
Yeah.
And she knows, and she's smart. See, that's the thing is she has not gone out there and tried to do like these Shakespearean roles or tried to do something that's way beyond her range. Like, she's smart enough. I don't think she'll do that. And I don't think that's anything that anybody has to worry about. And she's great for those kind of parts like Cara Dune, as long as she finds something like that. Even if it's a superhero movie or a sci-fi movie or a Western, who cares? As long as she finds the right character role, that's all that matters. And it's a well-written story.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably important for any actor, though, is to be just well cast, right? That's not just a Gina Carano thing. That's any actor. They need to be properly cast in their roles, right? And so I guess it is like Jesse said, she's relatively untested at this point. So right now the question is how to cast her. So far, she's been cast perfectly. Like with Deadpool, again, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together when I realized, that when I saw Deadpool initially or whatever, I had no idea who she was. And I didn't put 2 and 2 together that this glorious, angelic looking Belle chick was that scary woman from freaking Deadpool 2, right? I didn't put those 2 together. And so I think that she has some wiggle room here. She's got a lot of room to spread her wings to fly. Unfortunately, Lucasfilm didn't give her that room. God, it would have been amazing to see her in her own show.
No, but it's great if she gets with directors like Favreau who work to her strengths. And I think that's where she's smart with that kind of a thing. And she has a sense of humor. I bet you she even would chuckle at what I just said before, because she does seem to have a bit of a sense of humor. And I feel like she could be a really great actress as far as like, she could be the next like female Arnold Schwarzenegger, the first of her kind. That's the thing, is she's a trailblazer. And that's another thing that bothers these individuals who are all worried about this crap on the cancel culture side of things, is she is exactly everything they want to be but can't be. Mm-hmm. And that's what sucks, is they're stuck in this rut where like, I'm a social justice warrior, I make a difference. No, this woman's making a difference. Yeah. She's standing up to the giant company. She's blazing her own trail. She's speaking out. She has her own mind. She's thinking for herself. She's doing all the things that they aren't doing.
Well, and the story that what she's going through right now it resonates with people so wholeheartedly, because who hasn't found themselves in a position where they've been utterly betrayed by people that they walked in and they blindly trusted, right? That they walked in and they said, this is an amazing opportunity. This is a chance for me. Or even if it wasn't an amazing, like I said, because this resonates with so many people on so many different levels, where you walk into a situation and you find yourself amongst people where you want to be, you think you want to be here, right? You want to be with these people, and then you barely blink and you turn around and you find them stabbing you in the back, and not even for anything that feels particularly reasonable or like you've done anything that deserved this, right? That it happened because some childish disagreement went down or something silly went down, and you never even got to have your say. No one ever even heard you the fuck out, right? You were just cast aside and dismissed. I believe that most people can resonate with that particular experience, right? But the way that she's handled it, the way that she's held her head up and maintained her dignity and her self-respect in the middle of this storm, despite the fact that she sat there and she was like, I'm still shaking, right? You see this, and she's still got her head up. That is the woman. That is the example that Disney has been trying to push for little girls for so long, right? And you cast this aside. This is the woman that just absolutely radiates all of these qualities that you claimed to want to put on a pedestal for women everywhere around the world, and you cast it aside. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Well, not only that, I think the biggest thing it says about her is she looked at the golden goose that a lot of people look at, and all you got to do is sell your soul. All you got to do is whatever they tell you to do, and you will get into the ring. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's all about, is getting into that bubble. And she wouldn't conform to that bubble. And that's why they went after her. And she was actually strong enough to stand up and say, look, it's not worth it for me. Fuck this shit. I'm out. That's kind of what it really was. It's like, I'm not going to conform to this bullshit any longer. It's disingenuous. It's not reality. I'm watching my friends get bullied. I'm watching my friends get taken down. And she talked about how people were afraid to say anything out in public to her at work because they were afraid the same thing would happen to them. That is an abusive environment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that's exactly what Disney's doing. They have this culture of whoever is more horrible to the other person. This is why I compare it to being jumped into a gang. And I want to touch a little bit on what Mary said about how they always want to push all their feminist stuff. Oh, the Force is female. The Force is this and that. And you're just women are the best and women are more important and the bestest things ever. Except when you don't do as you're told, and you aren't somebody who wants to be controlled by your corporation overlords, by your employer, by your and that's the thing. They're just telling her you need to sit down, shut up, do as you're told, and that's not an actual that's the opposite of what they think that they're trying to teach us with these strong female role model characters.
Mm-hmm. What's crazy, though, is that this isn't just applicable to women, right?
No.
The way that Gina's handled this is honestly the bar for any person who wants to rise above and have set a measure of integrity for themselves in how they deal with adversity, right? And something I've noticed, hi, Elfolk, sorry. It's something that I've noticed how she's been handling this in terms of social media is she's sort of stays on the high ground, right? She doesn't lash out at anybody. She's even got Pablo or Pedro Pascal, I almost called him Pablo Hidalgo, even Pedro Pascal, who for all intents and purposes, most of us are like, fuck that guy, right? Yeah. She's still been incredibly gracious towards, even though she very clearly has differences of opinions with him. She has been the thing. She's not hypocritical at all. She has been the thing that she touts we should try to be. So when she says you shouldn't otherize people, you shouldn't treat people as though they're inhuman because it validates your ability to dehumanize them, right? She lives up to that herself. She doesn't disrespect people. She isn't rude to people. She stands her ground. She digs in. She won't allow anyone to bully her, but she doesn't turn into a bully herself. And that's what I appreciate so wholeheartedly about her. And it's not just a standard for women. It's a standard for everyone. If you want that kind of egalitarian standard, which I think is what you should be shooting for, right? Not this feminist propaganda or anything that hones in on one specific gender or race as being better than another, but just that egalitarian standard. Gina Carano is what it is. That's where the bar is, and to aspire to be like her is, I think, a reasonable. Is not just is not a reasonable, but is a goal that I think we should all have because it's just good. I just can't think of a better word. She's just good,
right?
Yeah,
and
I think
a human being.
Yeah,
sorry for the random silences. The
I figured. I was trying to fill in, but I also want to let you chime in if you needed to, Jeff. But no, like
take off the fishnets, though. Like at least take off the fishnets at this point.
Exactly. No, but Mary, I loved last night that you ladies really kept hitting on that one quote she said. Though was, it's funny all these people are lying, making up lies about me, when if the truth got out about them, I don't remember the exact quote, but it just resonated through the whole thing. It was just. It is exactly what these people are. They're the hypocrisy that goes into them trying to destroy people over stupid bullshit and painting them into corners. And again, I feel like we're getting to a place where hopefully this is going to take a turn, and Gina's the first of many to finally stand up. But it's going to take more than just Gina. Mm-hmm. It's going to take somebody who's not necessarily on that political side too.
I disagree though, Tom. I don't think it's going to take, I think it takes us. I think
we're a part of it, but
I think that ultimately this is all going to boil down to although I think it did take someone standing up and galvanizing the audience and the community, right? But so Gina is certainly that rallying point, right? And I appreciate that if she had to pick a hill to die on, that this was it, right? But that being said, I think ultimately it's not a celebrity who's going to win this war. It's us. It's the people who pay for this. It's where
that's not even what I'm saying, though, Mary. But what I'm saying is, for this to actually count and to continue on and grow, you need more than just Gina. You need other celebrities and other people behind the scenes and that make movies to stand up, and not just ones that have a perceived conservative leaning like she did before she actually finally owned up to that and finally for the first time ever said it publicly.
Yeah,
she didn't even really say it. Ben Shapiro did.
Yeah, we need some celebrities to kind of start saying, "Hey, yeah, I was told I had to conform, or else I was going to be cast out." You know, I have to, you need a lot of people saying, and and I was expected to virtue signal and bully others, just to redirect the blame from myself, because that's why I think so many of these celebrities virtue signal so much. It's because they got called out for something, and they just want to push the blame away from them by seeming more virtuous.
Yeah,
People do that in general.
I think so. Yeah.
I do wish that it was more than just someone like Daily Wire giving an alternative to people like
no, and I think that's what I'm trying to get at, though. And again, like, you know, I'm not saying you were wrong by what you were saying, Mary, but what I was saying was that, yes, we need more than just the Daily Wire. It has to go beyond that. And yes, we are a big grassroots part of it. We are the ones who keep echoing from, you know, that there's more out there than just what they're offering us.
We have to give them that incentive. They need to be able to see that the money will be there, right? That if they're going to stick their neck out there like that, because like that's got to be scary as hell, right? Like Daily Wire is attempting this right now, and bless them for it. But if Daily Wire can't succeed with its massive fan base, right, then why should anybody see themselves as incentivized to try to begin this process, right? They have to have some measure of good faith that if they go and they step out into the nothing and they place themselves on the chopping block, that they know that we'll be there to catch them, that we will put our wallets on the line. Yes, you will get my $12 for the movie ticket because I will support this, because I want a damn alternative.
Well, that's what, you know, that's going to happen now. So she just got the deal, 3 days ago? Oh, not even a whole week ago?
Yeah, not a whole week ago, yeah.
So the deal went down less than a week ago. We had the interview 2 days ago. And now I think we're going to be playing the waiting game, because the Gina Carano story really started months ago. I mean, we've all been talking about the craziness, the stuff that people were saying to her. I was like, wow, what an odd pushback for, you know, posting this. This was completely different topics, you know, months and months ago. And Mecca, you brought up earlier the Mary Sue. I remember the Mary Sue. I read their article about why they loved Cara Dune. Would you guys like to guess why they got on board with Cara Dune as a great character?
She's good.
Because she was female.
No, because they gave her a free Funko Pop, and the writer fell in love with her based on the Funko Pop.
Oh, God.
So it comes full circle to our first story of the night, folks, about the lady who had the Street Fighter faux pas that people were like, oh, you know, you're terrible if you point it out. It's like, no, this kind of stuff just keeps popping up across geek culture sphere. But hey, who am I to call it out? Now,
we get paid to call it out, Jeff. Oh, you're being sarcastic. My bad.
I would like to see what the audience is saying right now. So, folks in the chat, first off, we have our friend Big Joe. Thank you very much for your super chat. He says, I'm offended I didn't get to see Deadpool save Gotham from Darth Vader.
And he missed a segue there because I said something about getting paid. And he's like, speaking of getting paid, we've got super chats.
I already used my Ben Shapiro cut in from NordVPN once. I don't want to have to go into a whole spiel about, Blue Chew or Omaha Steaks tonight, do I? Because Omaha Steaks has not sponsored this show, but sometimes when I'm hungry,
Jeff,
right, Jesse?
You should just start playing the theme to Hill Street Blues now.
I should. I'm going to.
It's getting to that point. He's on the beat every night. He's Jeff, the cop.
So bad for Jesse. She's just sitting over there with Jeff in fishnets.
Leave it on, Jeff. I was narrating it for you. You're a badass street cop.
Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they bust your water line?
It got worse. They started honking this other horn. Believe me, it's like there's a train that rolled by. So now they're coming to arrest our water.
Save the city, Jeff.
I don't know if I'm going to save it. I think I'm just going to sit this one out.
Man, I got to quit running in fishnets.
Yeah, they're not doing me right around here. So, thank you, Big Joe. We also have Mr. Tickle Trunk that says, why wasn't Magneto in Schindler's List?
I feel like we've ventured outside of geek culture.
Ouch. Here. My favorite one came very early on, if you allow me to reiterate that one. Why isn't Picard in Picard? That one wins, folks. They're coming for you, Jeff.
The frustration is real.
Oh, come on.
It's like Disney figured out where I live.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think they don't know where you are. I used to have that running gag with John Talks, where like, don't look over your shoulder now because the mouse is behind you, literally with a bit of cord. Like, don't look behind you. He's going to strangle you in your sleep.
Well, no, and there's a lot of shit to be serious though, like that Gina said that almost confirms what we were kind of thinking too, and that was like some of that shit was so conveniently timed with Drunk 3PO's stream, and there was just too much shit that. And even she said, and I could be wrong, but I gather from the way she talked about it, from that email she wasn't supposed to see that she saw, that they started the hashtag Fire Gina Carano from internally at Disney, is what it sounded like from me.
Wow. Yeah, I think so.
The way she's talking in that, if you catch it, the way she's talking, because when she says that email, it's like, okay, so that, wait a minute, because it's like they started this hashtag. Wait. Like, because that's what stuff I've heard from inside before from people. Like, they do this shit. They are out there. These dummy accounts that we get from Star Trek and Bree bots and all this shit, 9 times out of 10, I think that's what she was trying to tell us. They aren't just regular Joes. They're people from internally.
Yep, they're bots. They're marketers. I treat them like telemarketers. Because who the hell cares about what some random YouTuber says so much that they want to discredit them in their free time for fun? Like, I get it. There's trolls out there, but trolls give up after a couple of years. You know,
not only that, if you don't give the troll any
peas.
What?
I'm just fucking with you, dude.
Did you say peas?
No, cheese. You said
cheese.
You don't give the trolls any, and then I went cheese.
No, but you're right. Oh. If you don't give them cheese, that meaning if you don't give them any attention, if you don't give them something to feed on, then they eventually go away. You're right, Mecca. Like,
except for the ones for the Star Trek stuff that I've blocked across.
Oh, I've been told by enough people those are not real people. They're just people she says. She flat out says it in that interview.
Yeah.
That she didn't know who they were, but she knew they were coming from internally. So there was things they were saying to her, or things they were signifying to her that she knew who these people were. I am not prettier than Gina, Dwayne. I appreciate it, but you are just such a liar. Take the
compliment, Tom. Just take the compliment.
I can't take a compliment that's a lie.
Look, to somebody out there, that's the truth. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, Tom. Don't forget that.
Why do you got to be right all the time, Jeff?
Because I'm trying to bring the world a positive, uplifting message through whatever means.
Here's some cheddar.
Oh, there we go. Cheddar. But I was going to put it on screen. There you go. Mary, we didn't get to talk about it. Fade in, Kathleen Kennedy. What do you think about it? Yeah, fade out.
I think we lost Mary.
Oh. So, thanks, Tom, for the heads up. So, folks, back to what we were saying with you guys. So we have Blue Marvel that says, why wasn't Mary Poppins in Showgirls?
Well, I think we established that she totally could have been, right? Like with that topless.
Absolutely. Somebody, Parrot Head, sent me another one. She was also topless in 1971's, what was the name of the movie? He sent it here. Where'd it go?
Yeah, but it's just an oversight, right? Like, they'll fix it.
Darling Lily. So I know what I got to find. I'm turning into Rob. What the fuck?
Dude, don't
turn into Rob. He sucks as it is.
Now, folks, we only have 200 more likes to get to that 1,000. So hit that thumbs up button for Good Morning Pop Culture.
Yeah, like that. I was actually trying to tell them earlier, guys. If you hit that like button, you will save all the puppies.
Yes. All of them. Yeah.
All of them. Yeah, all of the puppies will be saved, and you will be responsible for that.
I like puppies.
Matt G says, OMG, or it's like OMG, Mary, you're finally on the High Council. Like,
I know, right?
I'll do one better. I'll do logic like they do. If you don't like puppies, then totally. Like, if you like puppies and hate Gina Carano, then you are such a wait. Like, if you don't like puppies and if you don't like Gina Carano, but you like puppies, then you're a terrorist.
Wow.
That's how these people think.
Have you guys seen that Disney is going back on something they said would never happen?
You mean they're bringing out Song of the South?
No, not that spicy yet. But they're putting R-rated movies on Disney Plus.
Oh, I heard about
They were
that.
going to have a different stream service for that.
But are they cut? That was my question, because I saw they had like Con Air and a couple other ones on there. Yeah, but I don't have Disney Plus anymore. So
Yeah, I was going to say I don't have Disney Plus either, so I can't look.
I can't look either, but Screen Rant just put out an article talking about how Aliens is getting a 4K release, and I thought, I got a TV. I like Aliens. I'd buy this movie on Blu-ray.
I already got it on 4K.
Well, so I clicked on it to see when the release date was, and it says all of them are going to come to Disney Plus under a new section. Yeah. So Disney Plus's Adult Hub Star, it's called Star with a capital S. So I thought they weren't going to ever have anything beyond PG-13 on their platform for, parental reasons.
Actually, we talked about that about a month or two ago.
Yeah. They were essentially making like an offshoot. So it's not Disney Plus per se. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
You got that story, Jeff? I want to send that to Andre.
Yeah.
What did it?
Well, Mary, you didn't have to stop your point.
Yeah, sorry, Mary.
Yeah, it is, but it isn't, right? It's just sort of an offshoot. It's their way of getting around not having that R content, right? Because they want that. They want to dig into that a little bit too, right? But they also don't want to lose their little kid-friendly brand, which I feel like is out the window at this fucking point. But whatever. So yeah, it is, but it isn't. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just sitting here going like, wait, that's not what you guys told us, but. Who am I to think they're going to keep their word?
No.
They have lied about every last single fucking thing. Fuck.
I feel like the ship sailed when they went and decided, Deadpool was totally going to fit in and be just fine here and stay rated R, which is fine. I'm happy, obviously, about that. But it is weird. How do these things get in bed together? So.
Oh my God.
Ever since Disney started that Fox merger, I started to question like, what's the big picture? And we see the big picture is just the streaming game, but it's not a pretty one. There's all kinds of weird exclusivity things and all this stuff. Like our future of entertainment. Our internet went out yesterday. This is the point I was going to make. Our internet went down. Yeah, we had a million things to do. We were just hanging out, but like we even said to each other, I'm glad we have physical copies of movies, because even a small hindrance like that, you don't have access to any of this shit. So.
Yep. Yeah.
The moral of the story is buy your physical media.
Swinging cod is scaring me.
I may have allegedly have gone on to Disney Plus allegedly before my membership canceled and recorded all of X-Men the animated series, and I'm currently burning them onto DVDs allegedly.
I like the way you allegedly.
There was a lot easier ways of doing it than that.
I tried to find ways to just rip it. And
you need to talk to me.
Mm-hmm. I just spend a lot of time on that.
I understand.
It was a very long process.
I'll shut up.
So our Master Eden says, "Here's one. Why was Rey in Star Wars?"
That's almost as good as why was Picard in Picard, or why wasn't Picard?
I can give you a reason why Rey was in Star Wars. Master Eden, reasons, bad ones, but reasons. Oh, so Cody Duffin, thank you very much, says Mary is my YouTube crush with 3 hearts. Mary, Cody Duffin's a fan. By the way, folks, make sure you guys are subscribed to Mary Mayhem's channel. Mary, feel free to drop the link in the chat. Yeah, folks, Mary's been. I've streamed with you, Mary. What, 5 or 6 times before today, right?
Yeah, I would say it's probably closer to the 10th time mark. Because there were some back in the day that you might not remember. Because
I remember I was on a stream with you, and you said, "Hey, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, would you come on my stream?" I said, "Sure." And then
yes,
I remember that.
Yes, I was not about to throw away that shot, right? So
it was a fun show too.
Yeah, and then not too much long after that, bam, 8K. Time flies. World's crazy.
Blue Marvel says, "Why wasn't Black Widow in Deep Throat?"
Wow. Okay.
Excellent question.
Porn was porn.
Yeah. Harry Reams. Dr. Coffin Nail says, to quote Johnny Carson, Julie Andrews showed us that the hills were alive in SOB, Tom.
Yes, they were.
Angry Vader, thank you very much. She says, I wonder if porgs taste like chicken. Well, according to my video, Angry Vader, yes, they do. You can watch me eat the damn thing at the end of the video.
I feel like any fowl is gonna basically taste like chicken.
Now, to stay topical with this super chat that rolled up, I just wanted to say thank you to WZRBS for your super chat. He says, Tom is my YouTube crush. Didn't know I was gay or into chubby bald dudes. Quite a wake-up call.
Wow.
Hey, no judgment ever in this community. Not on this channel.
So much love for Tom.
So much love for Tom, man. Tom, you're
I wish I was queer so I could get chicks, man.
I mean, he did muscle out lately. Like, look at all them muscles.
Are you just like injecting protein straight?
No. You don't have to work out. You don't have to take steroids. You don't have to even eat right. All you need to do is know Perry Chan. That's it.
I wish I knew Perry Chan. I'd look wonderful.
I'll hook you up.
All right. Thanks,
You're
Perry Chan.
already a big, beefy man, though.
I'm looking to cut. Actually, I've been cutting down. Wait till you see me again. It's funny. Everyone's like, "Oh, COVID's been terrible for this and that." I came out.
I gained all the weight you lost, probably.
I lost it all by walking down the street to the grocery store to buy more food.
Dude, isn't it great to be forced into positions that you don't enjoy, but then it like has a good result on you, right? Like,
yeah. And Mary, the best part is I didn't even realize we had made all these life changes. We were still enjoying the holidays, so we weren't just entirely sober all the time. And all of a sudden, we're just like, "Oh, we're thinner. Are we sick? No, you're thin too. Oh, okay. We figured it out."
Well, dude, like this whole COVID thing has like impacted the financials for me, right? And so I was like, well, smoking's expensive. I quit smoking.
Congrats.
Yay! I haven't had a cigarette in almost 3 weeks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Thanks, I'm super proud.
I just came because I've been canceled like Gina.
You're offensive, Kermit.
I feel like that was a long
You're
time coming.
offensive. We need to put a warning label up.
Look, this all started with you calling her a pig, okay? You had to know this was coming.
Not my fault she's a pig.
So the situation is Disney put a disclaimer on the Muppets because they're racial stereotypes or something like that, right?
I'm racist.
Apparently, people are thinking that Muppets depict actual humans, and
I'm a
Well,
frog.
Mecca, not to bite anyone's head off, but he is called Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, I live on a
So-
lily pad.
Look, in a world where deerkin are responsible for shaping the future of Twitch, okay? Like,
I saw that Deerkin video. I thought that was one of us that got out.
no. There's way less sanity involved on the other end.
Well,
we have a PSA for that.
well, I mean,
Here.
we're pretty diverse. We have dogs and pigs and chickens and stuff. And Gonzo.
Gonzo. Whatever the fuck Gonzo.
I'm an alien.
I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, we found out he was an alien.
Oh, that's right. They did a whole movie about that, didn't they?
I really wish you'd quit fucking chickens, though.
Camilla. Her name's Camilla. I remember that.
All I know is that every time I have lunch, I have to think about it.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, chicken strips again? Bork, 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 bork.
Alarms again?
I feel so bad for you. Oh my god, have you seen that our Werner Schwinger from the Chien de la Fleur, the Swedish chef thing, Tom? I'll have to send that to you later.
Which one now? He's the only one I could think of even being somewhat of a stereotype.
From the Chien de la Fleur. It's a song thing. I'll send it to you later. It's so funny. It's so funny.
Being offended ever.
From the Chien de la Fleur.
The flame is on fire.
I'll read that one later, but yeah.
Your coke addiction. I read that the wrong way initially.
Well, if you're drinking Coke, you're too white anyway now or whatever.
If you drink Coke now, apparently, oh god, what was it that went down with Coke? Who was it that called out? Oh, the racist thing. They try to be less white. Did you guys hear about that?
Don't be white. Don't be arrogant or accomplished. Don't show up on time. Don't do well at your job.
Wait, the
all
commercial.
white people great.
The commercial said this?
No,
It was a sensitivity training
Yeah.
that the employees were, I guess, allowed to take through a LinkedIn course. made by
literally
some
said
woman.
be less white.
Yeah. One of them was like, be less white. Here, be less arrogant. Be less.
And this was to Coca-Cola employees, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a diversity training that they could take.
Well, I used to work for a pop company, 7-Up, interact with all the Coke and all the Pepsi guys. What they're trying to promote behind the scenes, like the pop scene's just a bunch of working dudes from every skin color. What is this fucking thing? Like, what's the point? Be less white? What does it even mean?
Well, so they equate whiteness. So they equated it to the white fragility book.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the whole training is based off. And you can actually take this training yourself. Let me pull the link up here. It was
actually they did remove it from LinkedIn. Finally, they did.
Did they?
They've removed the woman who designed
cowards. They're such cowards.
Well, I think it's because they know that it was just racist. It was built by this woman who wrote that book, where she flat out says, "Oh, I'm uncomfortable around people who aren't white." And
yeah, I can't remember her name, but yeah, she
basically
said all white people are born racist. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, you are literally, because in her book about white fragility, she talks about how she's had these experiences where she finds herself thinking these awful things, and so therefore it must inherently be a white thing, right? Not like, oh, you're racist,
you should stop
that, right? No, she equates her own racism with, oh, well, it must be an inherently a white thing, and so they take that and they go separate. None of it's based on empirical evidence. All of this is based on this one woman's subjective experience with her own freaking racism, and so they come to the conclusion that you should just be less white. I wish I were joking. I know this sounds insane, but it's absolutely true.
It's bullshit. I'm definitely going to want to talk about it on the podcast.
I cannot be any less white than I already am. I've got like 5 cards, okay? I've got a gay card, a black card, a Korean card I don't know where the fuck I got, and I got a couple other ones here too, so I can't be any less white than I already am. I don't know what they expect out of me.
Now, Mecca, they really said in that presentation about punctuality?
Let me see. Was it punctuality? Oh, there's some other woman that was talking about it.
All I'm trying to say is, like, if they're trying to say, like, don't be punctual, that just plays into a stereotype. Like,
no, that's what all this is, Jeff. Like,
it's all part of the same stuff. It was from it was from somebody that I think the politician had hired. Oh, it's an unrelated thing that I linked together because it's all part of the same thing. But yeah, let me pull up the articles here.
All I can say is, as this weird individual who doesn't really have, like, you know, someone's a man without a country, or Captain America's the man out of time, like a man without an identity right now. What can I be? You know, everything's crazy right now. All I'll say is, this is dumb, and I wish people would change the fucking record. Like, skin color is not the problem. People are assholes from every walk of life.
Yes.
Get over yourself.
It's a class thing. It's not so much a race thing. And that's the problem.
Yeah. And look in a mirror. You might be the asshole. And if you're not, cool. But, like, I'm trying to, like, sensitivity training on the job for what? Coca-Cola has one responsibility: deliver their fucking pop. I don't need to be
make sugar water.
Yeah, make sugar water. Poison people with your bullshit products. That's what your job is, and we're supposed to just have a Coke and a smile.
And shut the fuck up.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie.
Here we go. I found it. So, the screenshots here are confronting racism, understanding what it means to be white. So to be less white is to be less oppressive, less arrogant, less certain, less defensive, less ignorant, more humble. It means to listen.
Wait, how can you be more certain and less certain and ignorant at the same time? It makes no sense.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking insane. It means to be less white. It means to listen, to believe, to break with apathy, and to break with white solidarity. In the U.S. and other Western nations, white people are socialized to feel that they are inherently superior because they are white. And then literally the ending screen says, "Try to be less white."
I'm not superior to anyone. Who says I am? Just a bunch of racists, I guess.
Jeff, I'm sorry I'm so white.
Yeah. I made the joke about a man without a country, a man without time. Like, I'm in this weird gray area. It's like, can we just, like, this scapegoat whatever bullshit or whatever they're trying to, like, I just don't need social engineering or social advice from Coca-Cola. I really don't need it from any company.
Right.
Like, if I buy your product in a grocery store, don't tell me how to live my life. Send me a coupon and maybe cut the sugar out of that shit to make it healthier someday. But other than that,
Coca-Cola, who had the guy who, you know, did stuff to people while they were sleeping as a spokesman for how many years? That company?
Well, look, it doesn't even matter what
I
they've
know.
done in the past.
New Coke.
Tom, if you want to know one thing in Coca-Cola's past that was their biggest mistake, it was New Coke. Because what it did is it damaged the brand publicly. This kind of stuff leaking out really will make... It's for anyone out there that goes, oh, the people on the internet blew it out of proportion. Nobody's going to cancel Disney Plus. Well, Mary Mayhem did it. That's a person. She's a person. Yep. She counts. There are tons of people out there that did the same shit. Just because you don't want to do what these people are doing doesn't mean there aren't people out there doing it. And with Coca-Cola, you're going to get the same situation. If people are a small percentage of people are going to find out about this and go, well, I have a problem with this. And then they might buy Pepsi. Now, if Pepsi starts doing this shit, or maybe RC will have, Pepsi did that shit. Coke's late to the party. That's all this is, guys. Don't even be mad at Coke. They're just trying to catch up to Pepsi. They get all the Super Bowl halftime shows. They get Lady Gaga. They get all that stuff. Coke's just trying to catch up in the modern day. So fuck them equally.
Yeah, I feel like they completely underestimate the people who actually take that, who are willing to go ahead and take that money and reallocate it to some other place in their life, right? Like a lot of people are doing that, and like I issued the challenge, and I think a lot of people are behind this. Like and I'm not one for calling for boycotts because I don't believe in boycotts. I believe in speaking with your wallet, and those are two different things, right? I believe that if you are one of those people that you said #cancel Disney Plus and you touted it, and you got out there and you tweeted that out and you stood behind that when you canceled your Disney Plus, you didn't do it for a month or two and we're waiting until the next cool show for Disney Plus comes on. No, you stand behind that. You find something new to do with that money. You reallocate that. I don't care if you give it to fucking charity or if you stick it and you go out to eat once at McDonald's or something, right? That's $8. You can do whatever you want to with that $8. You can go to McDonald's and get a whole bunch of chicken nuggets for $8, right? There's a whole lot of different things that you can do with that $8. Reallocate it. Yeah, I know. I channeled Krista for a second there. But that's your $8. You can do whatever you want to with it now. And I'm not telling people what to do with their money, but I'm saying if you said this thing, you should stand behind it.
Yeah. Well, I think the core of this whole problem is this, Jeff. And I got a thing I'm sharing there. And I talked to this guy, actually. So before we get too hard on him, I've talked to this guy, and he no longer works for Disney as far as I know. But he basically laid it out this is why these companies are doing this right now. This quote right here. This was in that THR article from last week.
Mm-hmm.
Why? You know what is a fan of all of the of all of entertainment? Maybe I don't talk about music, but I like music. I don't talk about this, but I like that. I just every day that this rabbit hole gets deeper and deeper and deeper, it's so hard to be invested and want to watch shit or want to support shit or want to make shit, because it's not even a conversation about your product. It's about the conversation about the thoughts around the people with the project. It's what about the great ideas? What happened to that shit? That's why we get stagnant everything across the board. Video games get remade, movies get remade. Creatively, we're stuck 15 or 20 years ago. We haven't really evolved. Hell, the last 2 decades didn't even really have a cultural identity. It's just been this homogenous push of sameness. And now there's this weird pushback of sameness, but with the right ideas. And basically what they're doing is you get the same shit, but they'll cut out what wasn't acceptable a couple of years ago. And so you're basically getting smaller and smaller and smaller pools of what they're going to promote wide scale and what people think is out there. People become disenfranchised. And I'm so tired. I can't even, it sucks that you can't turn on a computer to read about entertainment and not get embroiled with this. I don't even care what side of the aisle people are on. I just roll my eyes when somebody that wants to, I'm trying to read a review on WandaVision or trying to read about some Easter eggs or some shit. And then I have to hear your spiel about why this actor is this, blah, blah, blah in the middle of your article. That's where we are across the board. And it sucks. It's so people take your heads out of your asses and give us, the audience, what we want.
I would love for them to stop presenting their personal opinion as though it's fact, right?
Yeah. That's the other problem too.
Thank you.
It's one thing for you to have a personal opinion, and you're entitled to that. And you can even do an article with your personal opinion as long as you present it as such. I'm completely comfortable with reading someone's personal opinion and agreeing or not agreeing with it and taking it as it is, right? But to present your personal opinion or your personal take on something as though this is the gospel truth, and for me to disagree with you makes me a bad human being, is where I draw the line, where I no longer want to engage with your particular rhetoric, where I want to take a step back and go, no, thank you. I can make my mind up for myself. I don't need you to make it up for me. I'm good.
Right. And the reason I brought that up, like I said, is because I talked to the guy and and he agreed with pretty much everything I said, confirmed a lot of the stuff we've been reporting and all that kind of stuff. And, I said on the podcast I was on with him, I'm like, look, the problem that we have here is that the media and the Hollywood bubble thinks that everything is either red or blue. When most of the country is a very purple.
I was going to say, I'm a proud purple, even though I'm not even purple.
Like that's the first problem you have. And then the second problem is that he said it right in that quote. They're not just kowtowing to the left. They're kowtowing to the social left.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the hate mob. It's exactly what he's saying is they're kowtowing to this.
They're afraid of a bunch of teenagers on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think it's beyond that though. Now, Mecca, is because we've learned from Gina's interview, it isn't just a bunch of teenagers on Twitter. It's these people inside Hollywood that are starting this shit and getting it going, and then a bunch of teenagers.
Look at the Kelly Marie Tran thing. The guy, the first place who ever reported that without any evidence or screenshots or proof was some guy who was just working for some marketing, like it's not some.
Yeah, you and I can't remember who else kind of.
Yeah, I did. I found it. I did it on a video, and I know.
Yeah, you tracked it big to this PR firm, basically.
Yeah, it was basically a PR firm, and none of that actually happened. Or if it happened, nobody has ever saved any screenshots. Nobody has saved any. Like you can't even Google Kelly Marie Tran bullied off social media and get screenshots of the damn thing.
No,
because it never happened.
Right. As compared to others. Sorry,
as opposed to somebody like Gina Carano, where you've got Data Racer, or any of these other people who they're actually trying to actively get rid of, that they do get bullied off of social media, and we have screenshot after screenshot after screenshot. Yet Gina, according to the Mary Sue, is in the wrong for putting beep bop boop and saying, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend anybody." I'm paraphrasing, obviously,
but that's why it's so important for us to call this out, is because we were there in real time. We watched this go down. We know what actually happened, right? We were witness to the truth, and so we're not just piggybacking off of what some other guy said here, there, or some other place, right? We're not repeating or regurgitating things that we heard someone. No, we watched this happen. So many of us watched this happen because we were invested in it, right? Like we didn't just hit that follow button on Gina Carano. We hit the fucking bell, right? Like when she tweeted, we knew what the hell was going on. And so like it's really bizarre to hear them spout what they're saying as though it is gospel truth, as though it is fact, when we fucking know better. We were there. We saw it to be the exact opposite of what it is that you're saying. But they keep pushing it and they keep pushing it. And I'm not even sure if I believe that they believe themselves or not. I don't know if they're convinced that they're right or not.
They don't want to believe anything else because it'll crush them, because then they'll throw a temper tantrum and then they'll scream and cry on their articles because they just cannot handle being wrong like that. It's getting pulled out of the cult. It's learning that Mickey Mouse isn't the be all end all of your life.
I think here's how you can tell when someone does or doesn't buy their own bullshit. It's when they're willing to look them in the eye, right? Mm-hmm. If this person is willing to look you in the eye, and so many of these people are not willing to do that with Gina, but it's what she's asking them for, right? Yeah. If they're not willing to look you in the eye, if they can't do that, then they're full of shit and they know it.
Oh yeah.
Hey Doxy Mama, since you asked. There you go. Just for you, Doxy Mama. Thank you.
Ready for that.
You never are. Mecca, I love keeping you on edge out of the blue and just scare you. Stick around to the end, folks. I'll Mecca, Tom, and Mary, you guys haven't seen the special closing button that I have. Jesse knows what it is. The guys know what it is. People in the chat knows what it is. But you'll have to wait till the end of the show. Now, folks, we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff, so keep hitting that thumbs up button. We're only 30 likes away for another Good Morning Pop Culture. Looks like my Fridays are going to be booked up for quite a while, but working and lurking's fun. I'll get those mugs out. We'll all hang out together. So just 29 more, actually 25 more. So thank you, folks. It's exciting. Now, Roland S says, Shatner, humble seller, Apno cleaning tools. I don't know what that means.
I was going to say, what?
It just says, Shatner, humble seller, Apno cleaning tools.
Is this like a new product line or something? Or?
No clue, but
English is that?
It is a pound, but But I like William Shatner, and he's one of those actors. If he's selling a product, I'll watch the commercial because those Priceline ones were so great. So whatever commercial he does moving forward, I'll give it a shot because he's spent like 10 years being the best commercial out there.
1K. I'm sorry. I got excited.
Yep.
1K.
Oh, cool. Hey,
Good
I love the
morning, pop culture.
there we go. Our friend DJ Deadbeat says, good evening, Jeff. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yes, it is. It has, DJ Deadbeat. Thank you for joining us back again, sir. Adam Wofford says, Jeffrey Combs was in a lot of H.P. Lovecraft movies that you should also check out. Also, Jeff, tell Nick that Lovecraft game, The Shore, is out now. Adam Wofford, what system is it on? Because if it's on Xbox, I'd like to check it out too. I enjoy horror games. I don't really talk about this much publicly, but one of my all-time favorite games is Resident Evil 4, and I'm a big fan of the series in general, outside of, was it 6 and 7? 7's the one I'm not in love with. No, wait, no, shit.
I don't talk about this in public either, but I love to watch videos of puppies getting caught doing naughty things and looking guilty.
Oh.
You know, I don't know if it's exclusively with dogs, but we have footage of Ship Pancake knocking stuff over and not looking guilty at all.
You know what? One of my other favorite one is pets that are like mesmerized by like tricks and shit. Like, and there's this one with this cat I almost sent you earlier. Because it was like, you should do this to Ship Pancake. I was going to say, because the look on the cat's face was hilarious. The guy did the whole blanket thing and then ran off and hid. And the cat just looked at the person behind the camera or whatever, just like with that. Are you where'd he go?
Cats never feel bad about doing
I
shit.
know. That was why I was like, to see the emotion in the cat's eyes was like, for reals? Like, you know, because I got a cat. They fucking hate people.
Yeah,
It's
dogs
just-
have the decency to at least look down and be like, I'm sorry. You know, you can tell they feel upset. Cats are like, go fuck yourself. Like,
my other favorite one is watching dogs not wanting to go to the vet.
Ship Pancake thought he was supposed to go to the vet today, but yesterday I had to run downstairs to get some food, and I took him with me, and he thought he was going to the vet there, and he freaked out and scratched me up. These cats hate the vet.
do they know the word vet?
I think so. They know the words secret treats, and they also know good boy and other shit. So.
Yes, animals can pick these things up.
Yeah.
Dude, I had to start changing the way I talk about taking my dogs out. Now I have to say I'm going to take the Doges to frolic because I can't even spell it. If I spell it, they know what the hell we're doing, and they start freaking out. Like, she's literally looking at me right now. No, it's not happening. Damn it.
Now,
my dog's been mad at me lately because she had an ear infection, so she's been avoiding me.
Now, folks, I thought this would be the perfect time to share another little Fandom Menace trading card that's coming out along with the Indiegogo for Stealing Solo 2. So last week I showed Mecca and Tom, right, guys? I showed you guys on the High Council.
Yepers.
Well, this week we have another YouTuber. He talked last year about being on this, and this is the first time I'm getting to show this. So you guys ready? Ooh.
Oh, I love it so much.
Did Gary really want to be?
I was gonna say Gary's an Ewok.
Did he really? I would think he wouldn't want to be one, but or did he pick it?
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay.
I talked to everybody about being on this comic thing, and the theme of Return of the Jedi popped up. And that's what you've seen yours and stuff like that. But I look at us like the first wave of the Fandom Menace is a lot like the original Star Wars trilogy. You know, we're there at the beginning, blah 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 blah. But it expands and it gets bigger, and that's what the Fandom Menace has done. And so, you know, next time around we'll do something cool, maybe prequel themed with more people, more involvement with the community. But to get that, folks, make sure you guys check out this link right here. Wait, no, that is a link to an article about aliens. Nobody wants to go support Disney Plus, right?
No.
I want to be Yoda.
Yoda is not on any Return of the Jedi.
I know he's not, which is stupid.
Well, blame the Lucasfilm department back in the day. They were all about those secrets, yo. You know what I never realized is how important the audience, or how much the audience hung on the whole line from Yoda of "No, there is another" between Return of the Jedi and Empire. Because I was like, I'm listening to this George Lucas book, and the whole that line was like a big plot point that he was stressed about behind the scenes. And as a kid, I never really thought much about it when I heard it. I was like, oh man, Luke Skywalker's going to fight Darth Vader.
If it's in that book, they say who the other originally was.
Yeah, his sister was going to show up in episode 7.
Yeah, another sister,
Our friend Airplane.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Our friend Airplane Helix 109 says, why wasn't Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi? I don't know, but Jake was there.
Wow. That hurt. I'm laughing.
That's better, almost better than Picard not being in Picard. Almost.
Andy
Because
Evans
the
says,
difference, though, is Picard's show is named Picard.
Andy Evans says, Gina Carano, modern day Joan of Arc. No, because thankfully that's not going to happen to Gina Carano. So
no, but she is a trailblazer. I think we can say that much. I think, and that's where I said I think that really chaps their ass about her is that she's actually doing the things that they wish they could do. Because everybody wants to be Martin Luther King or whatever. You know, they want to be this big social justice warrior who's actually done something. And that's the problem is they're all sitting behind a keyboard, not doing much of anything, but, you know, trying to change the world. And they do, but they just do wrong by just destroying people's lives, basically. And that's what it's all about. And then they freaked out even more. And that's why this woman in the Mary Sue piece was having such a breakdown besides the other stuff we said. Yeah,
it's just, you sure that's why? Because I just assumed she skipped her meds.
Well, it could be that. I'm not going to say it isn't, but I don't assume.
She's so mad about all the lies that she was being told.
Well, there's that, like I said, but the other part is just, you know, like I said, she's everything they're not.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Kathleen Kennedy targeted her too.
That's why they targeted people like Vic Mignogna. You know, he's everything good and decent and nice. And he cares about his fans. He's not just there for a paycheck. And they hated that about him. So they had to go after him any way they could.
Why wasn't Han Solo in Solo a Star Wars story? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We're going.
It hit my head and I couldn't let it go.
Blue Marvel, thank you very much. He says, what's the point of the Screen Actors Guild if they're just going to let actors get picked apart by these weirdos?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that even still a thing?
Oh, yeah.
They even still act like that's a thing?
Tim Scorpion, thank you very much. He says, that makes Disney actually transphobic. I don't know what was said in regards to that, so I don't know the context. Sorry.
I think that was back when we were discussing what they were.
They were afraid of the little bully hate mob.
Yeah. And what they had done to her and how they were painting what she had said inappropriately or whatever, or disingenuously. And so, yeah, I think that's what that was in regards to.
So our friend Adrian Vergara says, I think the Twitter mob is now coming after Rosario Dawson. Jeremy dropped a video about that a little while ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we were talking about before. Yeah. So you probably sent that in before we got to it, though.
Our friend Justin Proper. By the way, Vern, we don't really get into politics here, man. So if you want to send another message, I will gladly read it. But every once in a while, something pops up, and I just go, nope, we're not going to really cover that one. So sorry, dude. But if you want to put something else, yeah, love to. Justin Proper says, shout out to my YouTube bestie, Mary Mayhem.
Hey, Justin. /wave.
Oh, it's that Justin Proper kid.
Justin's been one of my best friends for almost over 2 years now.
That has been Justin's thing ever since I've known him. Yeah. He knows that.
Yeah.
I'm not really being meanie-head to him. It's just.
Oh, no, I know. I'm sure he knows. Yeah.
He knows. I was just saying for the rest of the people are like, why is he being so mean to him?
Yeah, we love Justin.
He's my illegitimate child I never wanted.
These people we know in real life.
Wait, so since Justin's like my brother, does that mean I have to start calling you daddy?
I don't care.
I'm not doing that.
No, what the hell is happening right now?
Nothing. I partied with Justin, so we're cool.
Yeah, I have too. I don't even. We're from the same area. Like when I go home to Cincinnati to visit family, Proper's on the list of friends to visit. So WKRP.
Every time you say it, I'm gonna sing that.
I've watched 2 episodes of that show, Tom.
You've never seen that show?
It's not that popular in the city that it's named for. Not until recently was it in ample syndication. Through MeTV, I used to drive home and see the fucking billboard.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't you just didn't like it. It's just that.
No, it's weird. Cincinnati's got like its own shit, and then if they make shit about it, people seem to not like it. But any of the movies that are filmed in town, people fawn over. Like when John Travolta made that terrible Gotti movie, people were like, oh my God, John Travolta's in town. I'm like, cool. Didn't care. But our friend Writing Sonic says, the Florida man returns to say that isn't it ironic that Pascal tragically compared the U.S. to World War II Germany? When it came to the camps, he had a better comparison would have been Syrian camps because no one died.
I don't know why Pascal hasn't been called out on all the shit he says, right? Like, it's such a hypocritical double standard.
Well, and I think that's the problem most people have.
Yeah.
Like, it's perfectly fine for him. And everybody acknowledge, like, even in the Mary Sue article, they're like, oh, well, Pedro Pascal is super political. Yeah, so why is it cool for him, but not for Gina?
It's the right politics on that.
Because they've got their politics wrapped around this religious zealotry because they have no healthy tribal outlet. And they don't, they've closed down sports and stuff, and their politics have now become their religion. So they have no other thing to connect with any other humans other than in this little misery of cancel culture, politics, tribalism, and their religious zealotry, basically.
Literally what they do is like their idea of like a group outing is everybody getting together on a Friday night with the pitchforks and the torches lit. That's literally their thing to do as a community. It's like, who can we go and burn at the stake today?
Sounds like a fun time, circa fucking Salem 16, whatever. I don't know exactly.
I always get that vision of, Beauty and the Beast, where kill the beast, where they're all like marching up to the castle or whatever. That's what always goes through my head when I think of them.
I too like Pedro Pascal with his helmet on. This is the way.
Agreed.
I still like him as the Mandalorian. I don't think that show's going to have much of a life, though, because Favreau and Filoni got Book of Boba Fett. I love the Mandalorian show to a point. It's good, but not great. I love half of it and hate half of it, so I just like it. But my point is, when you go play with Star Wars toys, you don't go play with the toy that looks like Boba Fett. You play with Boba Fett. So in a way, the Mandalorian's always kind of felt like this Boba Fett show, but it wasn't Boba Fett. Now that there's going to be a Boba Fett show, I think we have a redundancy. So I don't think we'll see more Mandalorian. I know it's going to film, or if it's filming, hey, I'm wrong. But
it hasn't yet.
Okay, well, look, if this show, 3rd season, cool, but I don't see much of a life after it. You're not going to have Luke Skywalker come back at the end of every season. You're not going to have Baby Yoda. You're not going to have all these staples of the show.
They lost all of the things that they need to make this show have any legs to stand on. They lost Cara Dune, they lost Grogu, and that one big cameo from Luke is just that, a cameo, right?
I think KK sabotaged the shit.
After burning the whole thing to the ground.
Ahsoka's got her own shit going down. Boba Fett's got his own shit going down. Everything that you were using to prop this show up is now gone. It's going on to do its own thing. You used The Mandalorian as a springboard for shows that didn't need a fucking springboard. The only show that needed a springboard was Cara Dune, and you flushed that, right? And so you've essentially thrown everything that kept this raft afloat away. You have thrown away the oars, and you have nothing left to paddle with. Congratulations.
So, thank you, Eric Bay Anderson. I'll read that super chat in a moment. Vern again. Sorry, dude. Anything you want to talk about? But we're not really a politics channel. I do like Ernest movies. So, favorite one, Ernest Saves Halloween. Or no, Ernest Scared Stupid, right? That's what it's called?
Ernest Scared Stupid, yeah.
Okay. Ernest Goes to Camp is the first one. And then I think Ernest doesn't even go to jail in one of the later ones.
He does.
He goes to jail is good, though.
Ernest Goes to Camp. Ernest Goes to Jail. Ernest Saves Christmas. Ernest Scared Stupid.
I like the weird ones. Like
Dunk Ernest. And then Ernest Goes to School.
Ernest Goes to Africa.
Ernest Goes to Africa, the Army, all that crap. Yeah.
Wait, Ernest went to Africa like Shaft?
Yes.
Yeah.
My man. We should have watched that tonight instead of having this High Council episode. I feel like I should have watched that.
Ernest Rides Again, I forgot about. That was in between.
Some of those were like just kind of made for straight to video.
Yeah, after Ernest Rides Again, they were all straight to video, aside from Slam Dunk Ernest.
Well, Kendo's a huge Jim Varney enthusiast. I think there's a Jim Varney day every year. It's in some location Nick and Kendo want to go, so expect like some WCBS reporting from Jim Varney Day down the road, folks. Imperial Lumpia, thank you very much, says, "Hey, all, I agree. Aside from us nerds naturally being familiar with the outsiders and unpopular, nerds always have very long memories. Imperial Lumpia, or Lumpia, I've been saying that. Don't fuck with the Star Trek or the Star Wars fans because they'll never get over it. We're still not over some of the bullshit special edition changes from 1997. That battle still rages on, and it's still relevant to this day. Well, like, it's weird. There's these flames in geekdom that just don't burn out.
It's a disingenuous thing. That's the problem. It's a faction of people that are obsessed with taking everything over, and we did a great analogy about it on our channel where we equated it to like a restaurant. You go into your favorite steakhouse and you order your steak, and they bring you a fish to your table, and you're like, I didn't order this. And they're like, yeah, we know, but it's better for you. It's like, yeah, but this is not what I ordered. And it's like, too bad, you're going to eat it because it's better for you and it's what you need.
I literally just heard my daddy start saying, you'll eat it and you'll like it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's kind of what they're saying is like, you'll eat it and you'll like it because it's good for you and you need to be taught. And we actually hear these terms come out of them as far as like,
we need to re-educate these people. Sorry, no, I don't want to be taught a lesson. I don't want to be taught right from wrong from a fucking movie.
And if you don't, you get punished. And right? Gina used those exact words.
You know what I want? I want more popcorn. Why don't you like shut the fuck up and go get me some more popcorn? That'd be great. Make yourself useful. Like that's all I can think when they start running their fucking that's all I can think when they start running their mouths and start trying to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, what you can and can't do. Is like seriously, if you're gonna be in my sphere, could you make yourself useful to me? Otherwise, please vacate my space. I
just want to do the opposite anytime somebody says, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Really, I'm going to do the opposite because it's going to piss you off.
Piss you off?
I'm going to entertain pissing you off more than, you're going to get out of trying to school me.
Well, and that creates the problem that Jeff keeps talking about and he's trying to combat. And I agree with him. But the problem is the outside force coming into the fandom. It's not the fandom itself. Mm-hmm. It's this outside force of opportunistic, tribalism, whatever you want to put it behind the words. I don't like using terms and generalized terms, but again, and I don't think it's that many people. That's the other thing is, they're trying to project that the people.
It's this little clique. It's this. Everybody's had like their little workplace cliques where, oh, well, I'm buddies with the manager and I'm buddies with this person. And we're just going to focus on the one person that we don't like, that we can get fired. And that's what it feels like. Like if you're not part of their little clique, then you're against them and they want to get rid of you. And this is just a bunch of mean secretaries fucking with entire productions because they're retail workers, they're secretaries, they're these low-level employees that are fucking with entertainment and franchises, hurting these companies' bottom dollars, ruining these franchises and lifelong fandoms with their petty high school mean girl BS. This is why this is why the geeks and the nerds went and had their own thing back in the day, because we didn't want to be part of the high school cliques. We didn't want to be part of this. We just wanted someplace we could go and just have fun without the drama, without the gossip, without the fucking.
What was it? Gina literally said, like I came and I tried to sit down at your table and you don't want me to sit here. Well, then fine. I'm going to go sit down at another table and I'm going to go invite these people over here. That's literally what we did as kids, right? We were like, okay, so we recognized that we weren't wanted at these tables. So we made our own tables over in the corner and we were happy and we were content and we didn't want to bother you and we didn't want you to bother us. And we were perfectly fine and content with everybody staying in their own little corners and fine. You don't want us around and we get that. And we can make ourselves happy and that's fine. But now you want to come over and you want to get in on our table and you want to dismiss us from our own damn table. We made this table. This is our fucking table. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, it's fine if you want to sit down at the table with us. I've never seen anybody turned away from the damn table. Right? Yes, this right here.
Yeah, this.
You know what's ironic about this picture? You want to know what's the most ironic thing about this picture? The artist that drew this was expressing the feelings of the gay community. Mm-hmm. The pink are representative of the gay community and the grays are everybody else. And this whole thing was them signifying that it's this movement taking over our culture. And it fits so perfectly with this narrative here.
And people who are bullying Gina, I don't think half of them even are transgendered, or most of them. They're just these little advocates for it.
Did you see the crazy shit? You would have loved this, Mecca. This crazy shit that went down the other day on my timeline. Some asshole starts going off on me for how dare I have the flag in my Twitter bio? How dare I be bi? And
they said it to me a couple times. They're like, I don't even think you claim you call yourself a bi person. Like I don't answer to you.
Yeah, what the hell does my bisexuality have to do with like I don't actually cling to my bisexuality as a defining trait of who I am.
Yeah, I don't like having to drop it. I don't like having to mention it. And it sucks when you have to, when you're talking about any of these things, because they'll tell you, know your place, stay in your lane.
Mhm.
And then, oh, well, you're not this letter of the alphabet enough to even talk about
They
it.
literally gripe about us being gatekeepers while they're the ones building gates.
Mhm.
That's
How
what
dare
bothers me
you?
most.
How
Yeah, they
dare
come
you?
in,
do
they,
this
they
thing?
swing their dick over the fence, crash our party, and then try and throw us out of our own party.
Go about our own damn party. It is like a squatter coming into your house and being like, "Get out!" And you're like, "But I pay the rent."
Oh, and that's more of a perfect analogy than you think.
Yeah, and then I call out Disney. Then it's like, fine, if you really, really want this as your accepted transgender people, then how are you doing the transgender community any favors by people now getting this message that there's a whole bunch of transgendered people, according to Disney, bullying people on Twitter? Because I know damn well they're not all transgendered people, and that little hate mob does not make up all transgendered people, all of the community. It's just this little hate mob of these little wokey woke. They're like missionaries, basically. They're kind of like missionaries who go.
Have you heard the
on your
good news
door and
about
tell you.
Have you heard the good news about the cooter?
It feels like
It does. It feels like Jehovah's Witnesses banging on your door at 10 a.m. on Saturday.
it's like a religion to these people. They don't understand. Oh, you'll never be woke unless you read this book about it. Why would I want to be woke? I'd rather be awakened and enlightened. Woke is that state of mind you're in where you don't answer coherently to questions that are logical presented to you because you're not awake yet.
It's not just woke though, Mecca. It's not just woke. They're intent on your inability to even identify as what you are. You're not allowed to be gay unless like you are taken and set aside and you are slapped on the wrist and you are told you are not allowed to be gay and be this other thing. They don't go together. They are simply, well, I'm sorry, I can't stop being gay and I'm not going to stop supporting Gina Carano. So you're going to have to go fuck yourself, right?
What if you're not gay enough?
Yeah, you're not gay
Like,
enough. You have a boyfriend and you're just bi. That's the
Well,
thing.
no. What's her face? The original Batwomans, remember?
Yeah, she's not
Yeah,
gay
Ruby
enough.
Rose,
and
she
Halle
wasn't gay.
Berry's not- Halle
She
Berry's
wasn't
not
gay
black
enough.
Yeah, she's not gay enough, and Halle Berry isn't black enough. That's where we're at.
What the fuck? And Zoe,
That's all these white straight women.
Zoe Saldana
who
as well
care.
as Sorry, go ahead, Mecca. My bad.
Oh no, I was just saying it's always the white straight women who are the ones who throw the temper tantrums about it.
Now, our buddy Mo Fishin says, to repeat my comments on RK's live stream, it amazes me that these folks have the nerve to claim her interview was great acting after claiming she can't act anyway.
Right?
About all of this.
Wait, what? Can you repeat that? I'm sorry. I'm not
Yeah.
sure I absorbed what you just said.
It amazes me that these folks have the nerve to claim that her interview was great acting after claiming she can't act anyways throughout all of this. Yeah. Thank you, Mo Fishin, for that generous super chat. I watched the interview. I watched the first 20 minutes, and then I watched it again right before the show, the entire thing. And there's a person there. It's not acting, though.
Well, no, there was no measure of acting. I think you could. One of the things that why the interview resonated, I think, so deeply with people was because you sat there and you saw this person who was at times like legitimately shaking. She was very shaken from what had just happened, what had just gone down with her. And one of the reasons it resonates is because you feel that for yourself. And I said this earlier, but I think it's worth reiterating is that like there's a person sitting there and you can see her and you can look into her eyes. And it's the thing that she asks of you as people is to just to look at her, to talk to her, to be with her for a moment, right? And to sit there and think that what's going on with her in that moment is acting is absolutely asinine because you're not paying attention.
Tim Scorpion, thank you very much. He says Amber Heard got fired from Aquaman 2. Now, I looked this up. I haven't heard anything official, but there is some story going around, right?
Yeah, I guess there's something behind it. Mary was talking about earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, Mary. So you sent that article.
Yeah,
earlier, right?
Mary.
Wait, we're talking about
Aquawoman.
you want me to pull that up? I can pull that up.
That's what she said.
I put the link here in the private chat. Let me pull it up here.
Oh shit, they did say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
It was a total slip.
I hope this is true because there's another rumor going around that Johnny Depp. Remember a few months ago when we said that Johnny Depp is up for the Joker? that rumor is starting to resurface again.
Yeah, it's it got dropped.
Dude, after Crown of Thorns Joker from the new Snyder Cut images, I don't have fucking words.
The only thing that's different is when we reported it, from what we heard from our sources, and I know you don't really like getting into this stuff, Jeff, but from what we heard, he was up for Joker in the DC big crossover. They were going to do a Batman Beyond thing with Michael Keaton if the whole thing worked out with him in Flash. So then they were going to bring in Johnny Depp as the Joker in that universe. But now we're hearing that he may be playing Joker in the sequel to the Batman in the Pattinson universe. So there's some discrepancy there, but it's still the same rumor that Johnny Depp is the top name up on the list for the Joker, I guess.
Casting rumors are always fun. So
yeah, I know you don't really like getting into it though, but like
no,
I know
that's a completely different one. I love casting rumors. I mean, come on, everybody loves the fan cast.
Take it with a grain of salt, of course, but yes,
of course.
But it's Forbes though, and
this is a little different. This kind of come out and it's interesting because I didn't think nothing of it too until you brought this up, Mary. As far
buried in there, it's just buried, and she also signed to replace Amber Heard.
It had nothing to do with anything. It was just about her selling her California home, right? It was a lifestyle article, and so that's why this is so shocking that it kind of comes out of left field. Because when you get down past all of the stuff that I honestly don't give two flying fucks about, you get down to this area where it says she's also signed on to replace Amber Heard as Mira in Aquaman 2, and there it is in black and white. This is a Forbes article, and you can't exactly write that off. And I'm sitting over here going, fuck yes!
I mean, couldn't have happened to a nicer turd. I mean, person.
I'm not even crazy about Amelia. I'm not really crazy about her. It's not that I dislike her as an actress. I think she's serviceable. She's adequate. I think she can be one note, but I don't dislike her, but I love anyone better than Amber Heard.
Yeah. So Amelia Clark's an odd choice because she's so generic and she's been in every like modern pop culture franchise remake.
Replacement, yeah.
She's Sarah Connor. She's in Star Wars. She's going to be in DC.
That's why.
Forbes in their article about her home that's for sale, in the middle of it, they just say she's also been cast as Mira in Aquaman 2.
Now,
right in the middle.
Mary, did this come out before or after the Boss Logic poster? Because that's kind of where a lot of this started, I thought.
This article dropped on December.
Oh, this is way back from December.
Mm-hmm. So I think it just got overlooked.
I wonder. Okay, so I wonder if they were just like looking at generically the petition, because there was a petition last summer. I want to say.
Yeah, there was a petition, and that's where
earlier.
But this isn't about a petition. This says
no.
Yeah, I wonder if they were just kind of just running with something that they saw in passing, and they didn't even bother.
This is
maybe they weren't supposed to leak it.
This is Forbes, so I'm going to go off of the assumption that they actually did their homework here, right?
Yeah.
So
or that they knew what they were talking about and didn't think about
exactly.
it. Exactly.
Because here's the other thing,
didn't write it, so it's
because all this stuff came to a head again this last week, and this is why we didn't cover it, is because it was over a Boss Logic poster that came out that had her as what's her face Mira instead of Amber Heard. And then otherwise, people were just talking about the whole, thing you just mentioned, the where you signed the thing.
I mean, it's
a petition.
Petition,
yeah.
Thank you.
The petition, I mean, it was a thing, and it did go around. I mean,
this is the first I saw this, though.
It didn't trend, I think, as widely as just the general fire Amber Heard or cancel. And again, I'm not on board with firing or canceling people. I don't think that Amber Heard is a good enough actress to warrant being in the role of Mira. I don't think that she was particularly good. And I do also think that she's a piece of literal shit human being. She cuts off digits. And so I would not lose a wink of sleep to see her lose this role. And I literally don't care who else they put in it.
All right, fine. Tom, you're Mira in Aquaman 2. We already had the listener say their sexual awakening was because of you. So now millions of other people across the globe.
I take that back. I'm sorry. I should have been a little.
You, I will rock that green skin tight outfit. You are.
I'll send you a red wig.
Hells yes.
But yeah, no, like
I will look lovingly all day long at Sons of Aquamanarchy if it makes me millions.
No, that's not fair. You would take away from every woman in this world's dream, and you're not even gay.
Like, wherever you are.
Celine Dion, folks.
believe the heart does go on.
That was the moment Mary was
Oh God!
bring Jesse back on Mario.
You're here. There's nothing I feel.
In my heart. My heart will.
I'm inviting you back on karaoke, Jesse. This is happening.
Take me home, sons of Aquaman are gay.
The Braylon Van Zant, I don't need acting courses.
I want your aqua babies.
Your aqua baby. You know, it just went through my mind.
My belly.
What if Aquaman reproduced like seahorses?
That's my favorite scene.
The Aquaman
I
floating
was
around.
positively glowing.
Did we talk about the new Aquaman show last week, or was that on my podcast?
I think that was on your podcast because I don't think that came out until midweek.
Oh, here, I'll show it real quick since you're talking
I
about
could be
Aquaman.
wrong, but I don't think we did bring it up last week.
Yeah, that's what Aquaman is, folks. The new cartoon.
What the fucking fuck?
That's
That's
real.
a unibrow.
Yeah.
Fucking fuck. Why? I don't understand.
Aquaman used to have a cartoon back in
That's
the
not
day.
Aquaman. That's Boris and Natasha.
Dude, what the fuck is with this stupid Tumblr art?
It sucks.
God.
Terrible.
God, that's so bad. That's
Here's
so
his
bad.
response to it. Yeah, Aquaman's such a weird character because I first saw the character on this. There was an old cartoon from I think it was the 60s or 70s, and we had a tape of it that we would rent from Blockbuster. So I remember watching Aquaman on TV that way. He was always kind of lame. Then he had a hook for a hand, and I was like, all right, that's weird. Then he had a beard and looked cool, and now he's just a different dude altogether. I've never, in our lifetimes, I don't think we've seen a superhero have such an evolution. Like multiple, like if you're a comic book fan, you know when Jeff Johns took over at the beginning of the decade, he reinvigorated Aquaman, and then you had the movie reinvigorate Aquaman. It's weird. I think they've really pushed hard through that stigma that Family Guy really placed, but I think they're going right back into it with this cartoon and quite possibly, the dumbest looking thing I've seen from DC ever. Well, no. Teen Titans.
They have to know no one's gonna watch that, right?
They gotta spice up those subscription numbers, yo.
So watch it to get back at us for not liking it. With the Mary Sue writers, I mean, this is the greatest show ever. You guys are just a bunch of toxic sexists.
It doesn't equate to viewers, though. Nobody's gonna watch this shit.
No, I mean,
watch this shit. Fuck.
Writing Sonic, thank you very much. He says Israel has everyone at 18 join the military. After 2 years, they can choose to exit the service. Thank you, Writing Sonic. I didn't know the specifics, but I did know a girl in college who was getting ready to go. Right? Yeah. She's weird. Anyway, that's a story for another time. No, it's not actually. Matt Deckard says, Jeff, Connery could do a Die Hard and a Bond. But I'd love to talk to you about why On Her Majesty's Secret Service is the greatest not film live with you and Jesse when you were open. Yeah, man, anytime you want to talk about On Her Majesty's Secret Service, let me know. Jesse has not seen that film, but it's in my top 5, and I will go to bat for it every time. It's one of the most important Bond films ever. L. Punk Tracy, thank you very much. He says, I just popped in to say hi to Mary, Tom, Jeff, and Mecca. Hello to you, sir.
Hi. Hello.
Canadian Jedi. This is a fun one. Did you guys see the new High Republic video? The dislike bar keeps growing, and the whole comment section is anti-Kathleen Kennedy, Lucasfilm, and Disney. It's amazing. Now, let's check that out for a minute.
I was gonna say, yeah, I haven't seen it, but this sounds interesting as hell to me. Mainly because I love looking at it when it gets worse and worse and worse for them. They keep saying, "Oh, this is great, right? This is great, guys. We're so proud of this thing that we did here. Look at it." And then the dislikes just grow and grow and grow, and I'm just sitting over here snickering to myself wildly because it's hilarious.
Okay, so let's see. The High Republic. Where's it at? Okay, here we go. 24,000 views 8 hours ago. All right, so it's got, let's pull this up for everyone to look at. Boom, 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 boom.
24,000?
Not a lot for something official.
I was going to say, that's 24K. That's kind of pathetic. 25K is fucking pathetic.
Yeah, it is. When you have 3.54 million subscribers, that's a bad video.
Yeah, that's a really bad video.
Yeah. So it has 1.6 thousand thumbs up to 3.7 thousand thumbs down, and the most popular comments. I've had 4 comments deleted. This is insanity. Well, I know what the fuck my next video is about. They're already pulling this bullshit. Thank you, High Republic. You're the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, seriously, I love the High Republic from Star Wars so much. It has made so much great content for this channel, which has entertained so many new people. So thank you, Disney, for just pumping out this great Star Wars content.
What I miss about the High Republic?
Well, you got to get high to enjoy that bullshit. I'm here for the comment section of this hot mess of a video. Not interested. Thank God you guys turned up. There's actually more dislikes earlier. Oh.
Wow. So everybody found out about it and we're like, no.
Clownfish's video has twice as many views making fun of it.
God, it's pathetic that the main amount of people that came to watch this came to hate watch it. And it only got 25K. Wow, that is so sad. This should be a red flag to them, right? If the only people that show up to watch your shit are a minimal amount and the only reason they showed up was to hate watch it, this should tell you something, Disney. This should be telling you something. This is screaming big giant mistake. Holy hell. Holy hell.
So we'll see what a few more of them are. Are there any good ones? So they're removing the dislikes. Oh shit, people are coming after him. I'm disappointed. Oh shit, here's a good one. I think this is one of our listeners. I'm very disappointed. Customers for all that Lucasfilm and Disney are doing with Star Wars. JM, I feel like that's somebody we may know. Mitch M says, I miss the days when Disney didn't think countries were putting their... Oh god. This comment section is ugly. Well, this is the game. This is the repercussions of the game they want to play with the audience. It's not about, oh, you guys are so haughty or entitled or this or that. Geek culture, sci-fi fans are dyed-in-the-wool, ride-or-die fans. And when anyone, including the people who made it, fuck with the properties, they're not happy.
Yeah.
George Lucas knew that.
Their business model's completely screwed up here, right? Like, why are you pandering to these people who don't even show up to like your shit? Right? Like they can't even show up for a fucking minute-long trailer thing. Right?
It's only a minute and 12 seconds. Oh god.
They can't show up for that. Like, why are you pandering to these people who don't support your business model? Like you keep bending over backwards to adhere to their SJW feelings, right? Because that's what we're worried about, right? You can't respond with logic. You have to respond with feelings. So that's what they're doing. And they're still not showing up. They're still not showing up. Why do you think this is how do you continue to keep, what is it? The definition of sanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Things just keep getting worse and worse and worse for you. They can't show up for a minute and 12 seconds. Why do you think this is going to work?
Well, this justifies me getting, thank you, Shapancake.
I fucking knew it was Shapancake. I fucking knew it.
Well, here.
Jammeram. He's doing experiments.
Yeah, well, this little entitled asshole, he's cute, but he's overstepping his boundaries. I'm watching you, Shapancake.
He's trying to interview for shenanigans right now, I think.
Well, all you got to do is say yes.
He could be the star of shenanigans. Yeah, he could be the star.
Please, I would love that so much. Shenanigans is like my middle name.
We will tailor it to them. We will totally tailor
Well, if anything, he should just have his little spot on there, like his spearmints, just once a week or whatever.
Come do experiments for your show.
There you go.
Anywhere you like.
There you have it. You heard it here first, folks. Shapancake, Mary Mayhem's, not Marioki, shenanigans. Soon.
What? If you like Mary, I could audition for Marioki because I can sing real good too.
Don't remind me, it's like Marioki's been canceled.
Well, I was gonna say this is the greatest collaboration since Gina Carano and Ben Shapiro. Right? Like this is going down.
I think it's even better because I'm better than Ben Shapiro and you're as good as Gina Carano.
Oh wow! I'm gonna have to shrink back.
Shapancake was kissing up. Holy
Well, Mary's just like one of the prettiest people I've ever seen.
Well, whatever. I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm just saying.
I'm going back under my blanket now.
Mary,
I come too. I love playing under blankets.
You do, or you'll try to bite us if we don't let you under the blanket.
Yeah, if you don't let me, I'll just bite
This
you
is
right
like
through.
ladies' night on the High Council. Holy crap! We got Jesse, we got Mecca, and we got Mary. That's nuts.
And the man who's responsible for the sexual awakening of thousands, Mr. Tom from Midnight's Edge. So
I can't help it. I'm such a beast.
It's just one of those nights, folks. One of those nights.
That's why I came, because the ladies loved me too so very much.
But Canadian Jedi Knight, thank you very much. I'm going to be making a video tomorrow.
Shit pancake.
Well, everybody does until he wakes up.
Except for you. Yeah.
Now, Tom, Swinging Cod sent in a weird super chat, so I'm going to read it in a weird way. You have pretty lips, Tom. Lips like a pig. Can you squeal like a pig? Squeal for me, piggy.
Well, I got a pretty little mouth.
This might be a joke. Might.
I want to go home.
That was fucking freaky, dude.
Yeah, that was really fucking weird, man.
That was kind of weird.
When we get weird super chats, I'm just going to read them like that from now on. Yeah. Swinging Cod's got another one in a minute, Tom. It's about you. So be prepared to be
put on the world stage.
Please record those and then send them all to Dion.
I will. I'll do it. Swinging Cod, we read his. Jay Frazier 360. I like that name. He says, off topic, watched Sam Raimi's Darkman. Decent flick. All the good and bad of the Spider-Man trilogy in one film. Bruce Campbell should have been the lead. Yeah, dude, Darkman, I went way back. Tom, you've seen Darkman, right? Mecca and Mary.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's been a long time.
What was it? You broke up a little bit for me. I didn't hear what you said.
Darkman, the film from Sam Raimi, starring Liam Neeson and Francis.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Pancake, get off. Yeah, I have a counter. So, yes, Jay Frazier, I've seen it. I really like the movie. I don't like the sequels because you have Liam Neeson replaced by, was it Arnold Vasolo, the guy that's in The Mummy? And he's a fine actor, but he's not Liam Neeson. Plus, he's supposed to play the same character, Peyton Westlake. So, no. Yeah, but I used to be really definitely afraid of that movie as a kid because that idea of being burned was just so horrific. So I didn't really like watching that until I was a little older. Andy Lee, thank you very much. He says, as much as I love the memes and drinking, I think the fade-in was intentional with how they used the terms and cut in.
Oh, yeah. It was meant to be avant-garde, but it just come off really fucking stupid.
Just because it's art doesn't mean it can't be made fun of.
It doesn't mean it's good either. I can plant my face into some paint and roll it across some paper and call it art. That doesn't make it good.
See, I enjoy the fade-in meme because it's just a fun, lighthearted meme, you know? There's all this ugliness, and just ugliness is the perfect word to describe what's going on with a lot of this Star Wars stuff. And when there's a nice, bright joke to make, I'm going to run into the ground. Let's see. Jabrailin Van Zant says, question for the panel. If Warner Brothers called Gina for a role in the DC cinematic universe, which of these characters could she play? Feora, Hool, Lady Shiva, Cheshire, Grail, or Superwoman? JL Crime Syndicate. Okay, so the other world.
She could never be blonde. I'm sorry. She could never be blonde, so Supergirl's out.
Well, Superwoman of the Crime Syndicate's different. Hold on, let me look her up real quick. Because she's another world, so I don't know exactly what she looks like. Crime Syndicate. She might be blonde. I could be completely wrong. No, she has dark hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she looks like this. I'll pull up the picture. Here's it from the movie. But yeah, possibly. I think Gina Carano would be cool as one of. I know people have said Big Barda, but you'll see her fight. So I just want to see her with a character that's actually going to push someone's shit in. So this is the character, Superwoman from the other world. So Willie Woodward, excuse me, thank you very much. He says, Tom, seems like you have an admirer, or maybe do an OnlyFans. Also, hi, Mary. Hi, Mecca. Hi,
I got a pretty mouth.
Hi. Like, I'm seriously going to have nightmares tonight because of that super chat.
Yeah, I don't think you were supposed to read it like that. That was like extra creepy.
I think he was supposed to read it like that.
Oh, it's coming back later.
Wow.
That's like Buffalo Bill shit, though. Like, I think it's
exactly what it sounded like.
No, I know, but like he's supposed to be doing like fucking like deliverance fucking voices like with that. That's what that's from. We're gonna make you squeal like a pig, boy. That one, like,
yeah, but
like,
Tom,
I'd fuck me. Would you fuck me? Like, that's scary shit, man.
Yeah, that's why. Because you can run away from the colorful hillbillies in the South, kinda. Well, Ned Beatty couldn't. Long story short,
all you need is Burt Reynolds with a bow and arrow.
Well, Burt Reynolds is no longer with us, sadly.
Fuck.
Yeah, so you got to make it creepy. Willie Woodward also says hi to short hair Jesse and WCBS guy. Thank you, Willie. Thank you.
You know who I wouldn't mind seeing Gina Carano shoot to try to be would be Hawk Girl.
Shira Hall.
I don't know if she could pull off the red hair or not, but I feel like the whole general I'm gonna beat the fuck out of it with a mace attitude.
That would be a great one, dude. Especially the way she was played off on the Justice League cartoon.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I feel like she could nail that. You know.
I mean, I would say test out the hair to make it as character accurate as possible, but she wears a helmet a lot of the time too.
Exactly. Normally you don't even see a lot of that hair aspect. Like I was so dumbfounded when I found out she was hot in the cartoon, right? Because she'd spent so much time covered up that I feel like that would be fine. That would be totally fine.
Primer says, why wasn't Freddy Krueger in Inception? He was, you just didn't see him. I love how he was in Ready Player One. That was a good Easter egg. But it was the Jackie Earle Haley version.
Yeah, unfortunately. Same thing with the fucking Ninja Turtles. It was like it's supposed to be a callback to the 80s, yet it's all the new shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, they didn't exist in the 80s. But that version obviously didn't.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it should have been the Robert Englund version, and it should have been the 80s versions of the Turtles.
Well, I mean, Ready Player 2's coming out. Maybe they'll have so many cameos, they'll have to give you 2 versions of the Ninja Turtles and 2 Freddy Kruegers just because we're out of ideas.
Fuck them and their stupid movies.
Swinging Cod says, Mary's right. It is good to be forced into positions you don't enjoy.
Don't do that job.
This Tom will discover. Soon, Tom. Soon.
He doesn't talk to you like that, does he, Jesse?
No, never.
Yeah. Nope. I don't know who this is.
Good, because that's scary. I'm not going to be able to sleep at night.
I was joking about the fishnets, Jeff. I was joking.
Well, hey.
Goodbye, sports.
Flying over you.
They're flying over you.
Dark Blade says, Dark's Blade says, why wasn't Bruce Leroy in Moonlight?
Buffalo Jeff, says Alex James. Oh, Lord.
I could get behind that one. As soon as I see an alternate account, anytime they send me messages, I'll read it in that voice.
It puts the X-Wing in the Death Star, and it... I can't remember. I give up. It's not the lotion in the basket.
Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon in Moonlight. Now, was Moonlight's the real life? No, I'm thinking of Green Book. That's the real life story with Viggo Mortensen. What was Moonlight about?
The black gay guy through his life.
Oh, okay, that one. Didn't Denzel Washington direct it or something? Or produced? Wait, no.
Was he involved? No, Denzel Washington Fences.
That's okay.
Denzel Washington one. Yeah.
So, why not have The Last Dragon kicking ass in that movie? Why not? He could be a good guy. Show enough. He could be a good guy, too. Primer also asks, why wasn't the Gorilla Glue lady in Beauty Shop? Oh my god.
You almost don't like Eddie there for a minute.
If I right now my throat is super dry, so I sound real like crackly and deep. That's why I sound off. That's why I can do the weird creepy
You've been hanging out with these dudes too long, it don't sound natural.
God, I love that. That's my favorite scene, that whole car chase. That's
hey man, I wouldn't fall for no banana, no tailpipe. See, that sounds more natural for us.
Oh man, I just love those little Eddie Murphy moments. See, that's one of those things, if you had to take Beverly Hills Cop seriously on an academic level, like I did once for school, like you can talk about how that movie, the only person that brings his race to attention of the world is Axel himself. Like he's aware of it, but the movie's so self-aware and it was ahead of its time and its portrayal of that. And that's why 40 years later, you can still watch it and he still feels fresh and it doesn't feel dated and cliched outside of its fashion styles.
How the fuck do you steal a house? It's my uncle's house.
Is he in rock and roll?
Mad ass in this pool. We got titties. We got orange juice. Come on, get in the pool.
Tom, we already did the Beverly Hills Cop 2 commentary. We just need to get together and watch those movies. That's it.
Did we do 2 as well? Yeah, we did 2 on that day too. Yeah. I think so. We didn't do 3 though.
For a good reason.
I still have a spot for 3.
I know. I'm willing to watch it again.
No. I'm just saying it's like one of those things because it was the only one I got to see in the theaters because I was old enough. And the theater I saw it in is no longer a theater and all this other crap and just little things like that. And it was the 10th anniversary of Beverly Hills Cop. And it was, we were excited to go see it, because we were fans, big fans. So
I think my biggest complaint about that movie is the music. I can overlook a lot of the bullshit, but without that Harold Faltermeyer score to beef everything up, it just doesn't feel like Beverly Hills Cop. So
I wish I knew what happened where, I don't know if Eddie pressured them and they used Niles, or just there was some kind of dispute. I have no idea. I would love to see. That was one of the questions I wanted to ask Harold, but I didn't know if I could.
One day when I reach the top and I have nothing left to do, I think I'll just rescore that movie myself, since I know how to play all the music from it. Ask Jessie. She bought me a keyboard. What's the first thing I played on it?
Oh,
yeah,
of course, excellent.
So, I'll do that as a hobby down the road, Tom. I'll send you copies of the files.
Awesome.
Drew Nitpicker sent in 2 super chats. Thank you very much. He says, "Hey, Mary, I cut back on my Coke addiction. I'm only drinking diet now. # be less white."
Congratulations. I feel like if you're going to cut down on the Coke, then, you can move to something a little less, strange and crazy, like Crystal Pepsi.
Or crystal meth.
Yeah, your choice. I'll smack you in the face with flavor.
They call it rock candy for a reason.
Yeah.
Wow.
Drew Nitpicker also says, supposedly being white means being rich, arrogant, successful, etc. I'm Jewish too, and I'm neither one of those things. What the fuck?
I was gonna say, you should tell that to me. Like, I'm white and I'm sitting under a blanket right now to try to keep my microphone from sounding like shit.
Mecca always says she's waiting on her white privilege to show up.
Right?
Yeah, one day I'll get him.
Oh, you said Monday? That'll be here soon.
One day, right?
Oh, one day. I was like,
one day.
Good shipping.
They're naming off songs from the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack. Well, a couple are.
I mean, there's Gratitude.
Stir It Up is probably my favorite.
Stir It Up. That's the best one, man. It's got the sax in it. I mean, The Heat Is On's a great song, but
Heat Is On's a great song. Stir It Up is just so spot on with the movie.
Have you seen the music video?
Yeah.
That's
Long
fun.
time ago, but yeah.
Jack White says, check out the video on Sargon's new channel, The Lotus Eaters, about the origins of intersectionality. I didn't know he had a new channel, so there you go, folks. I didn't know if he got taken down or is it just a secondary channel. Somebody in the chat can tell me. Our friend Drew Nitpicker also says, I'm glad I made Jeff aware of the coke epidemic. In the 80s, there was the crack epidemic, and in the 2020s, there's the coke epidemic. And thank you, Drew Nitpicker. Now I know what not to drink. Coca-Cola.
Stan Crystal Pepsi.
Dude, one guy on YouTube got Crystal Pepsi brought back. You heard about that, right?
Yeah.
LA Beast, I salute you.
Crystal Pepsi is good too.
I didn't like it.
I don't like Pepsi in general. Actually, I'm a Coke girl if I'm gonna do it, right? Like
RC.
Dude, Tom, I worked for RC.
What do they put in? Don't tell me something bad because I drink Sundrop all the time.
Oh, no. All I did is deliver. I didn't even deliver. I went to the stores and then I would stock the shelves and leave. That was my job.
Okay, good.
Yeah, nobody in the area. We didn't have a plant that produced. You just went into the warehouse. It was just truckloads of pop and Gatorade and all this other bullshit. And yes, for some reason, we carried Gatorade for Pepsi. I don't know. Long story short, that's not interesting. Hated that job. Don't make me talk about it.
Sorry.
The funny thing is, nobody is. The thing is, I'm the one that brought it up and went into the details, and now I'm having flashbacks from 2008. And it's not pretty.
Why don't they have Sundrop down there?
Like, you just flash over to in Jeff's house right now, and he just starts rocking back and forth.
I went to Vegas and I couldn't find Sundrop anywhere.
So that's weird. Like they had it at Smith's always when I lived out there.
It must only go so far south because, even here where I'm at,
No,
there's
when I lived there, I used to buy it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they stopped carrying it.
You couldn't get it in Philly. You still can't get it in Philly.
Fuckers. What the fuck? What is up with that shits?
You could get it in Cincinnati. I've had Sundrop.
WKRP.
I need a button for that.
Time to time. I got tired of packing.
Now, Darksplayed says, why wasn't Show Enough and Get Out? Yes, Tom, the reminders will continue till you, Rob, and Andre watch the movie.
Show Enough. Get Out or Show Enough? I've seen The Last Dragon years ago. And I've seen Get Out. I didn't care for it.
I didn't
It was all right.
I don't really do the whole horror movie.
Well, it was good. It's more of a kind of a, it's more of a suspense than a horror. It's one of those movies though where like the first 2/3 of it are really good, and then the third act goes off this weird deep end. It's like, okay, you had me up until this point. This is just too much of an ask, and it just kind of like it turned into like an bad M. Night Shyamalan movie at that point. And that's just my opinion because a lot of people loved it, and I'm probably gonna get roasted in the chat for it.
Tom, you know it's a good M. Night Shyamalan.
Tuesday if you're not getting roasted in the chat.
Yeah, it's true. It's not a Tuesday if Tom doesn't get roasted. Tom, if you got 5 minutes to spare, check out the M. Night Shyamalan show on Apple Plus. Servant, dude, awesome show for anyone out there that needs the whatever, no wokeness. It's just a show about people with a dark fucking secret and the lengths they will go to keep that secret. It's an awesome show.
What's the name of it?
Servant.
Yeah,
Dark Servant.
So don't worry.
Yeah, he didn't write it. And it's not bullshit. He's a producer on it, but it's got that, you know, that really great M. Night Shyamalan atmosphere from his earlier work. Every episode and every scene is just that. It doesn't let up on the tension at all.
No, it's great and unsettling and creepy and wonderful.
You know, he was telling us his movies titles themselves are an M. Night Shyamalan movie. You should have a sixth sense that things will be broken. There's signs that something's happening. And it's going to be your money going into M. Night Shyamalan's bank account and out of your pocket.
Oh, dude, real quick, going down the weird, like, flash in the pan movie rabbit hole for just a brief second. Jesse and I watched Blair Witch 2 last night, and it reminded me how, okay, Mecca, one of the characters, we jokingly were like, this lady, because you showed that picture of yourself from the 90s.
Mm. Are you talking about the witch?
No, the other lady, the other lady that was our favorite character, actually. Yeah. The one that was, she allegedly slit the lady's throat to steal beer.
Yep.
Like, character, that aside, Mecca, there was just certain things that she had did and said. I was like, that lady reminds me of like what Mecca would have been like, I bet.
Yeah, she was like sassy and pale and skeptical.
It was fun.
What possessed you to watch that movie?
Which one?
Not sober.
Outer Space.
Yeah.
So bad.
It's terrible. I hadn't watched it in over a decade.
You know what the messed up part is? I could be convinced to watch it again.
Like, no.
What was it called?
Blair Witch 2.
Blair Witch 2. I thought you said something from outer space.
Oh, no. It's the Blair Witch Project 2, the Book of Shadows. Like,
you gotta watch it in reverse.
Those girls were so... they're such a poser. Poser goth girls.
Don't you know the trick of that movie? You watch it in reverse.
What?
Yeah. They give it away on the Blu or the DVD. Way back in the day, if you watch the movie like in rewind, like it gives away everything. Like it's a whole nother movie in rewind. Like other shit's happening.
Isn't that literally how every movie is if you watch it in reverse?
No, like there's stuff set up in the movie where like if you watch it in reverse, you'll see it and notice that you like it was shot in two different ways. Like it's really weird. You gotta, if you have the DVD, it's on the making of it. They explain it. It's one of those stupid little buried things in the movie. That's like,
is this the first or the second one?
Second one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Madonna just posted a thing on Twitter and she looks like an alien.
Another one?
She always looks like an alien though, Mecca.
No, this is like really bad. This is like bad. I was so shocked. This is worse than fried fish.
What?
Oh, God.
This is worse than fried fish.
Oh my
God. I can indulge an alien sighting.
That's not Madonna.
No.
That isn't Madonna.
That's not her.
Just posted a thing, so I don't know if that's her through a filter, through a...
No.
She posted it.
Actually does look like an alien, though.
No. That is not her. I think that's some trans dude.
Probably.
Yeah, there's no way this is Madonna.
No.
It's like some dude with a filter on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has to be, because what was it? The last thing Madonna was talking about was like the patriarchy and how oppressed she was.
Oh yeah, that's where I went off on her ass on Twitter. I'm like, bitch, nobody crushed your throat and took away your voice. You fucking lived in white privilege for over 40 years. Nobody took away your voice but you, because you did too many drugs and sang wrong for over 20 years before you learned how to sing properly. It's nobody's fault but your own.
There was Justin Proper owned her hard like the other day.
What did he say?
Because so her original tweet was, the patriarchy continues to crush my neck.
Yeah.
Heavy boots, cut off my life force and take away my voice. Even those who call themselves artists, you know who you are. Death to the patriarchy now and forever. And Justin was like, like, I'm sorry this is happening to you. As a white male, I am clearly more privileged than you. Madonna, one of the most successful pop stars of all time.
Exactly what I was getting at too, and that's where I'm saying, like, nobody took away your voice, honey, but you. Like, and I ain't lying at all, so whatever.
I feel like she probably damaged it by giving a
No, she did. That's a true story. She did damage her voice. She sang for over 20 years the wrong way. And then she actually got singing lessons when she started doing movies and shit. And so she basically had damaged her voice over the years because she was singing from the back of her voice when she's doing all that. I finally made it, all that shit. So she wasn't singing from her diaphragm. So yeah, so she like fucked her voice up.
Oh, I didn't know that's
doing all that chipmunk shit.
Oh, okay. I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about because what you're saying, that like a virgin song or whatever.
Yeah, listen to all her early shit for the first however many years of her career. Yeah, it's all that high pitched shit. And then when she's in like movies and stuff, then she actually started getting vocal lessons. So by the time you get to Evita, she's actually singing then. Yeah. And what sucks is her real singing voice is shit compared to her fake one.
There's no crying in baseball, Terry. So our friend Drew Nitpick, we read that one. Dark's Blade, we read that. Culture Casino says, Mary, try to be less white. Bend to social left.
No, but I love that though. She's the most privileged white woman for how many fucking years? I mean, come on.
Dude, she's any pop star that is one name is any celebrity that's just a one name thing is this upper echelon that really doesn't have to deal with reality. I don't know Cher's life, but I'm pretty sure Cher doesn't deal with the same shit we deal with. Like when we were looking for toilet paper, I'm sure Cher had it stocked.
Yeah, Beyonce didn't fucking go digging through Walmart for toilet paper.
Hell no.
But you know, it's like, look, I get it. We all deal with some stuff, but we also, when you're that far removed from reality for so long, you forget what it was like. How old is Madonna? In her 60s, right?
Yeah.
That's fair because my mom's that age. So yeah, Madonna's been famous for most of her life.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to the 80s, you say 80s pop, what do you think of? You think of Michael Jackson, Prince, Madonna, and Cyndi Lauper, right?
Dude, I hate to say it, Cyndi Lauper is like a couple, like in terms of like what the mainstream was. Like I know She's So Unusual or whatever. She's So Strange. That album was huge, but like Madonna had 5 times the hits.
Madonna's much bigger than her.
Yeah, Cyndi Lauper's better. I think Cyndi Lauper's a much better voice.
Yeah, Cyndi Lauper's better.
Well, the reason I brought it up is because it was always that versus thing. Mecca knows what I'm talking about. It was always either Prince or Michael Jackson or Madonna or Cyndi Lauper. You know,
okay, who did you have in the battles?
Who would we have?
Who did you guys have back in the day? Like
Cyndi Lauper. That was a Cyndi Lauper.
Well, yeah, generally most people went with Cyndi Lauper if they had taste, and then like the Michael Jackson Prince one was always the tough one.
Yeah,
like
they're both, great music.
Yeah, I mean that was the one. Generally, you could tell just by like it just more or less. You know, you had to just kind of pick one eventually. Kind of thing.
Yeah. I'd probably be Team Prince. Michael Jackson has some great hits, and I probably like more of his singles, but Prince was just a better musician.
I mean, that's kind of the same thing with like the Cyndi Lauper versus Madonna thing. Michael had the more hits, but Prince is probably the better musician.
Yeah. I mean, When Doves Cry is one of the best songs of the decade. Yeah. So, or you could say this: When Doves Cry is one of the best songs ever.
Also, it's Purple Rain. Period. Yeah.
For as much as I like Prince, I don't like the actual song Purple Rain. It's too slow. It's just not my song. It's like it's cool to play at the end of the night when you're shutting down the bar, but like that's the only time I want to listen to it.
I get you. That to me though, that's like one of his. That's like his Bohemian Rhapsody. You know what I mean? Like every band has that one song, or every artist has that one song that just, kind of just push them over the level. And at the time when that came out, between the movie, the album, and where he was in his career, I mean, it was just,
I read a really interesting article when Purple Rain turned 25, so 2009. And it was sad though, because it was with the revolution, and it talked about how after that, like Prince wouldn't let himself be seen a certain way and got in public and stuff. Like his persona took over, and like it kind of drove a wedge between some of them. It was an interesting read, but it was kind of sad at the same time. So,
well, he suffered from that thing you were just talking about, like people like Madonna. Once you get to that upper echelon or that point of, where, there's famous stories about Prince where he's calling his, people in the middle of the night claiming he wants a fucking llama and shit like that. Doesn't tell him why. And then they got to figure out how they can tell him, like, look, you're in the middle of Minnesota and it's December. Where are we going to get a llama? Like, I mean, you just don't question it. You just do it, at some point, because it's, you just get him a mule or something. He won't know the difference,
Tom, wait till you hear the stories that Richard was telling me about Jack Nicholson.
Oh,
if you want to hear somebody who was into their stardom, that he was talking about when he went down, his very first, Hollywood picture was doing Going South with Jack Nicholson
right
down in Mexico, and just the dinner parties. But I won't give too much away because you guys will have to.
I want to hear that, because Jack's one who's kept a lot of his stuff pretty hush hush for the most part, outside of what's out there.
He gave a few really good nuggets in this in the part 3. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it. I mean, just on top of the other stuff too. I envy you. This guy's worked on a lot of cool shit.
Dude, he's so fun, and he's given a lot of his time. So anything you want to know, if you have questions, feel free to pass them on, and I'll pick his brain.
Hey, super fun to listen to.
My questions would probably be ones he could either not answer or wouldn't want to answer.
He's surprisingly candid about certain things off air. I mean, there are things that I'm not allowed to say, and I've assured him.
Right. And I mean, I have that kind of stuff too. I have that relationship with some people too, and that's the thing. Like, I would probably ask him more questions about like things behind the scenes, that like just to kind of confirm or deny anything that I've read or heard in the past. With my little George Lucas lore, and otherwise, I'd probably ask him about the special editions.
Yeah.
Willie Woodward, thank you very much. He says, WCBS guy, I hear your frustration with pop culture, but there are people out there who are trying to give it, or people out there who are trying and give it time. You won't find it in Hollywood. I'm one of those people making stuff, so believe me, I know we're all out there. It just sucks watching your favorite stuff all at once become just mired in garbage. It stinks. I don't like it. Brad DL, thank you very much. He says, Gina resonated with that pre-World War II parallel she reposted because she was having it happen to her with her own life. She had a personal experience of it. What do you guys say about that?
I was trying not to talk over anybody. I mean, I feel like Gina's been sincere in everything that she's put up there, right? Like, I mean, I don't think there's been a moment where she's put anything up that doesn't resonate with her. Or really resonates with everybody, right? I think that she's found herself in a unique situation where she's been able to touch the hearts and minds of so many people in this community. Not just this community, but God, man, like she's been really resonant in the MMA community, which I had no concept that she was like the grandmother or whatever of that particular field, as a lot of people have referred to her as. And like but a lot of it has to do with the fact that she's just so genuine and sincere.
I think those are the two words that describe it best. Is she's genuine and sincere, and that's why people gravitate towards her.
Yeah. Our friend Jack White says, do your dogs steal food off the counter like mine? Because I got home from work and earlier tonight and I found an empty pie box and tin.
Ooh.
Now, you might want to check your fridge for your butter being leaked, because it could have been Ethan just talking off. Just straight up, dude, you might have been visited by Uncle Ethan. I mean,
I got a request for that on Mead Radio. Tell him I need a good version of that next time you talk to him. Hey, Jay.
Oh,
you got a drunk 3PO.
I saved. Somebody clipped a really good version. I saved it forever since I love that song.
Oh, please send it to me. That'd be awesome.
I for sure will.
16-bit mascot says, Mary on the High Council? That gets tree fitty.
Tree fitty.
Yeah.
Tree
and I said, what do you want from us, monster? And the monster bent down and he said, I need about tree fitty.
I need about tree fitty. Woman, did you get that monster tree fitty? I done told you not to be giving a lot of this monster no tree fitty.
I'm sorry. That cracks me up. He does that in my channel.
One of my favorite fucking South Park.
Yeah. Goddamn Loch Ness Monster.
Goddamn Loch Ness Monster. Now he won't go away.
Our friend NG1 Team, thank you very much for the super chat sticker of the pair that says cool. Appreciate that. Drury Nitpicker says, why was Jabba the Hutt in Ghostbusters 2019? Crossover of the century?
Wow, that was cold.
That was icy.
We got to get that ghost. Oh, Tudor.
Lewis Tully,
wonky wonton in my wonton.
Not a nice way to talk about Slimer's wife.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Our buddy Lewis Tully, former Ghostbuster, says, "Will the new Fantastic Four be diverse?"
I mean, I heard about. Did you hear about what's going on with that with Jennifer Lawrence?
yeah.
Yeah,
still
I
the way
heard
she's
about
up
that.
for it, yeah.
What do you guys think of Jennifer Lawrence possibly being Sue Storm in the MCU?
Whole lot of fucking no.
I think she's overrated. I don't hate her as a person.
She's not a good actress.
I think as a person, she's fine, right? Like I actually think she's a funny, fun-loving kind of gal. She's from Kentucky, so that's immediately endears her to me. But as far as the actress aspect of it, she's really she's very overrated. She's really very
She needs to stick to like her wheelhouse. Speaking of, actors sticking to their wheelhouse, and this I don't think would be it. She didn't do well in X-Men.
I was gonna say, I don't think she. Why would she want to do this? She's already had a horrible time with X-Men. She hated being Mystique. She hated that garbage, right?
Oh, and she got so pampered on that shit too, Mary. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. They bent over backwards for her.
Yeah, they did.
And she's still bitched about
Like,
it.
I love the stories from what's her face played it originally.
Rebecca Romaine Stamos?
Rebecca Romaine, yeah, because like she's talking about, she was in full-fledged makeup from head to fucking toe. She would talk about the horror stories of pissing and shitting blue for months after that movie because the shit would soak into her system. Ugh. And here you got little J-Law like, I can't be bothered to be putting makeup on all day. So they basically made her a leotard. And then they got to the point, I think, in the last two where 9 times out of 10, it's CGI, isn't it?
I don't know exactly. I had read about the makeup change for her, but my biggest complaint was just because she's famous from the Hunger Games doesn't mean Mystique needs to lead the X-Men.
No, and that's the other problem beyond all that.
That's the biggest complaint I have with any of this, Lewis Tully. Jennifer Lawrence is an okay actress. I really don't have any criticisms because I've only seen a handful of her movies. I don't like the Hunger Games. They're not for me. They're dumb.
Yeah.
But
go ahead.
She's not right for Sue Storm.
No. She's, first of all, she's a little too old probably for what they're going for, I imagine. I don't know what they're going for yet, but
dude, the Fantastic Four, Reed should be in his 40s, Sue in her 30s, Johnny in his 20s, Ben in his 30s.
Then she's not, she's probably around the rough age. But
she's the right age, but she's just not a superhero. Jennifer Lawrence just isn't a superhero.
No.
She's not.
What I'm afraid happens if you cast any recognizable actor in the Fantastic Four, it becomes their vehicle. Therefore, the Fantastic Four get shortchanged because this is about the actors.
But you're right.
Not just that. Here's the biggest problem
That's
I have.
Exactly what they
I can't buy her as a brain.
No. And Sue's smart. I mean, look at Reed's.
That's my problem.
Yeah. I think what they have to do is the Fantastic Four has no brand identity right now. Marvel fans say they want the Fantastic Four. People that write articles about Chun-Li being in Mortal Kombat, they claim the world's biggest Fantastic Four fans. They want all of these things. But the Fantastic Four has the hardest launch of any Marvel property moving forward because it's had 3 failed attempts at a franchise. The 94 film, the 2005 Tim Story films, and then the Fan Four Stick movie. And universally, the Fantastic Four, people just kind of walk away. They haven't been done well on film. And if you put J-Law or any big actress in there, unless you populate all 4 Fantastic Four members as 4 huge actors, like if you put John Krasinski and his wife is Sue and Reed, then you get some young guy that's got the right look for a Johnny. I'm trying to think. I don't know the right actors that are out today for that. And then like The Rock or Vin Diesel or somebody for like a Ben Grimm type of character, like a big guy. If you get 4 actors that are really well known and don't fucking swap anybody, this is the Fantastic Four. At the most, Hollywood, if you can't keep yourself straight, do it to Ben Grimm because his ass is going to turn orange and rocky, and I really don't care what he looks like after that point. So if you have to do it, that's the only one you get because Reed and Johnny and Sue are brother and sister. Don't fuck that shit up. And Reed, don't change him either. Like this is your one chance with these characters, and if you fuck it up, they're dead forever.
But I think you hit the nail on the head here, right? Is that the entire approach is wrong. If you go and you're starting off, like the first foot you're getting off on is by casting Jennifer Lawrence and you're going for this big name person, right? Then that proves that your approach to this is not about the characters. Your approach is about casting a big name and trying to drag people in. I think it's very telling. It tells you that we're literally kicking this thing off with the entire wrong approach, right? So like you're supposed to have your story in order first, and you're supposed to be casting the person who is best fit for this role. And that's obviously not Jennifer Lawrence. She doesn't exude, like, she's just not Sue. She's not Sue. Nothing about her says Sue, right? Like, if you had a great point with the brain thing, the brain aspect of it, right?
Yeah,
like
even Jessica Alba was a
I was about to say, even Alba was a problem, right? Because she's not a fucking brain, and she never came across like, she was so fucking caught up in, what was it, the second one about her fucking wedding. She was more worried about using her powers to hide her zit, which, by the way, you never saw that fucking zit again. Okay, that's what she was worried about.
Dude, she's the most effective superhero.
Like, if that's where your brain is at when you're doing this shit, then you're approaching it all wrong, and we're gonna wind up back in the same spot we did, which is a problem, because this is supposed to be a flagship.
Now, Robert Anderson, thank you. He says, I just got a message from Oscar winner Jennifer Lawrence's people. You're risking your stream getting canceled if you don't refer to her as Oscar winner Jennifer Lawrence. So, Oscar winner Jennifer Lawrence is not a good fit for Sue Storm.
J-Law is in the same boat as, like, fucking Brie and Margot Robbie and all these ones. They're almost all the same. And of all of them, the only one that has probably any talent is Margot. And that's just some. Let's be real here. Like, they're not Oscar winning material. I don't know what the fuck world we live in. This is the biggest joke on the fucking face of the earth. What has J-Law ever done that deserved an Oscar? And I saw that movie with Brie. That little kid was acting fucking circles around her. I shit you not.
Well, I can't stomach any more Brie Larson, because for years I've watched 21 Jump Street and I love that movie. And I can't sacrifice that. So that's like, I put it like this. I watch enough Brie Larson per year. So
that's not the same Brie Larson we have now, though. That's the thing. The Brie Larson that's in 21 Jump Street is
human,
a human being. Yes.
Something happened to her.
Something happened to her. Yes, you're right, Mecca.
So you can kind of see it. Like, even it's like something happened even in the middle of the reshoots for that Basmati Blues movie. You can see, like, part of it she's a normal, reasonable person, and then part of it she's just crazy.
I don't know.
Like, her face just changes. And
to me, J-Law is no different than. Sorry, Mecca.
Yeah, that just her face just kind of contorts into like this. I don't even want to be here, you know.
Well, I just put her and J-Law and all these in the same league as, like, Jai Courtney and all these other fuckers they tried to make happen. Only these few individuals did happen. I mean, they're like what's her face who was in Herbie and shit, who fucked her career.
Oh, Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan. I mean, come on. They're a dime a dozen. There's nothing that special about them. Even if you can sit there and consider, say, oh yeah, well, so and so can act better than Gina Carano because she's got an Oscar. It's like, yeah, but I don't like Jennifer Lawrence. I don't like her on screen. Like, I don't generally gravitate towards her characters, probably because, I mean, yeah, she may be a very genuine, decent person in real life, but if she is, that's not coming through in her characters.
They royally messed up Mystique. Like, whatever I get it. You want to have the big actress that was in the previous movie, you know, get a bigger role. But man, like, I'm a big X-Men guy. Mystique is here. She's this moment, this character that fits into this role, and that's it. She pops up. She's not the whole story. And so I just kind of look at it that way, as I don't want her to be a franchise again, because the Fantastic Four is a family. Fuck, if anything, Doctor Doom can be the face of the franchise for all I care. Hell, Marvel just put out a series of figures. It's called Bring On the Villains. It's nothing but villains. That's their new push. So maybe Marvel, instead of worrying about casting this great Fantastic Four, let's get great villains cast, like, across the board. Have untested new heroes, have world-class actors play the villains, and make you hate them. Make them the biggest pieces of shit on the planet, and make the heroes good and virtuous and save the day, and everyone wins. It's a simple formula.
And, you know, to go off the X-Men thing, I mean, that was one thing that bothered me, because outside of that, the first couple first-class movies, or whatever you want to call them, they weren't bad. It was just the stuff with her, because going back to X-Men 3, whether you like it or not, I mean, Magneto pretty much shows that he don't give a shit about her after she's not a mutant anymore. So that means he must not have loved her that goddamn much.
Yeah, but that's such a great character moment.
That's what I'm saying. Like, as much as you don't like that movie, that's one of the best scenes in that fucking movie. He's like, sorry, you know, and just the way he plays it, you're right. It's just so calm and cool. It's like, well, you're no longer one of us, you know, kind of thing.
Eric Bay Anderson, thank you very much. He says, I finally got some extra money to support you guys. Hail to all. Go Hulk Hogan. Yeah, so folks in the chat, somebody had they meant to say Hulk Hogan instead of Hulk Hogan. They wrote Hulk, they meant Hulk, excuse me. I'm still sober. But I don't care. I ran with it. Hulk Hogan is now our favorite wrestler on the channel. So make sure on Thursday, Eric Bay Anderson, just remind us with a regular message, hey guys, bring up Hulk Hogan. And we will. It'll be a fun show. Dion needs to know about him. Boshua Jaldwin says, The Whole of Boba Fett. A great name for a show. I'd watch the whole... What's a Star Wars character that you would watch a show about their whole, Jesse? The whole of Darth Vader?
I'd watch the whole of Vader.
The whole of Vader just be cauterized skin. There's no hole. It's just...
I don't poop out of there anymore.
Jar Jar's hole.
That hole has no more meaning.
Come on, we all want to see Padme's hole.
Yeah, I feel like that's too easy though. That's way too easy.
No, I know, but like really, Babu Frick.
Babu Frick! Oh no, I forgot he was a thing.
He's
like all
in
butthole like
Padme's hole.
I was gonna say Holdo because it's in her name.
Oh,
Nobody wants to see that anymore.
That's why she's dead. Best thing
died on
ever.
the way to her home planet.
Yeah. Jack White says this is what happens when parents don't discipline their kids when they act obnoxious. Not wrong. There's a whole lot of that going around right now.
Yeah, but you can say that about YouTube too. So
yeah. Matt G says Ernest saves the fandom menace. That'd be a good one.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Vern, we need to save.
I hear we're in need of saving. We're dying, guys. The
Yeah.
fandom menace is dying. We're in need.
Yeah,
of
we
it.
need Ernest.
Ernest, we need you.
Leo Breaker 49 says, Jeff, save us. Make it stop. I will do my best to stop whatever I was supposed to stop a moment ago. I'm sorry, Leo Breaker 49. But Taker
I think it
610.
was when you were doing scary voice, probably.
Oh, you mean this voice? I'll stop. So, a friend,
Nope, I'm out.
Taker 610. Well, men, asking you. There you go. He says, Jeff, can we get a jam ram? Such a stupid name. You just got a jam ram, sir. You were jam-rammed right on
Makes
air.
me want to jam or ram something up my ass.
Hey, I don't judge, man. You do you. Anyway, Geeky
Makes
Pixie
me
says,
want to go so gay.
Geeky Pixie says, "Rawr, just spreading some love to you all tonight." Thank you very much, Geeky Pixie. Sending the love right back to you. Willie Woodward says, "What's up with Jesse? What's up with short-haired Jesse's voice? I hope she feels better." Yeah, she's a little under the weather. She's not going to have her stream tonight. Willie's worried about your voice, Jesse.
I'll be all right.
She said she'll be all right, Willie, but thank you.
All right,
Culture.
well, I'll have a karaoke stream myself then, since it's canceled.
Aw. We can do karaoke this Friday if you want, Tom.
If you make it late enough, yes.
Okay. I wouldn't want to interrupt you in your nerdtronic.
I have to be there. It's a deal I made with the devil.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. What did you sold your soul for a spot on a stream and 2 cookies every week?
No. It's for pizza.
Oh, pizza. Okay.
Yeah. It was pizza.
Tell
It was
me
good.
it's at least warm.
No, it wasn't that great,
Good.
actually.
I fucking knew it. That's how they
The devil lied to me. Well, the
go fucking
devil's in
figure.
the details, right? Like, he's like, I'll give you. I needed some pizza. I was hungry. I want pizza. It's like, I'll sell my soul right
I was
now.
really hungry.
He's like, all right, but the deal is you got to be on Nerdrotic, but you don't get to be the main star. You're just one of the featured guys that you.
The
come
only
in.
place Tom doesn't get to go diva it up.
Exactly, and you don't get to diva, and you got to shut up and be good, and you get this piece of pizza. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, oh, by the way, it's not good pizza. It's like
really bad pizza.
it's like really crappy, like fucking frozen.
Like
pizza. I'm like,
it's like
you
square cut frozen pizza.
fucking lied to me. He's like, yeah, I'm the devil. That's what I do. I'm like, you're right. And I was like, touche, you know. So I was like, fuck. Too late. I already signed in my blood and shit, you know.
That's fair. That's fair.
Tom Culture Casino has an important question for you. He says, when's the cross-dressing charity stream? I need to find a dress. Maybe some gloves. I'm thinking breakfast at Tiffany's.
So we've got two men besides me that are involved now, I guess. Okay, that's 2. I want to get a couple. I'd like to get some other YouTubers involved. I don't know if I can talk you into it, Jeff, but we got Latino Slant who's coming. Jay is the only one I said who's allowed to not be in drag. But I was going to talk to the ladies and see if they would do some tomboy or whatever you want to call it in reverse. And then I told Jay to pick either it'd be the same charity we'll do it for, or maybe another charity of Gina's choice or another one that she supports, what have you. But yeah, well, as soon as I get all that together, then we'll have it. But yeah, so the thing is originally I was just going to do it on the morning show, but so many people, like, you guys did such a great job. Like, I did not expect you guys to do that much. I mean, I put it up there and you guys surpassed it almost by double. So it's like we almost all got to do something special for it, kind of thing. I feel like I got to make a big to-do about it. We're going to do it for whatever, but
I'll do it if I can do this the whole time.
Yeah, you can do that.
That's my mail.
Well, hopefully you'll have a camera by then, Mary, because I would really like you to participate.
I have a camera. It's just an issue
that you can get it to work. Right.
Yeah.
I know. I have an issue with mine right now because of the cord, but it's like I turn it on sometimes. But yes, that's Rick Astley.
No, I said Chick Astley. That's her name.
Chick Astley. Never gonna give.
I unironically like that song. I have a good time with it.
So does
Astley
Andrew.
was a bomb.
So does Andrew. It's really, you guys are fucking weird, man.
My mom, when I was a kid, that song would come on and she'd say, "Is this a white guy or a black guy singing?" And I would guess a black guy. But then apparently she just listened to that song when it was out and she liked it. So I
remember when you could say that shit and it was no big deal.
Yeah. Well, I can still say that, Tom.
Because we had that, like, it was almost kind of like a fun discovery, like when you're like, oh, that guy's white, or oh, that guy's black, or that chick's black, or that, because they didn't sound like, and it just shows you your inner stereotype. And I think it's where a lot of people kind of got out of this thing, at least in my generation. We kind of got away from the whole, like, worrying about people's races and stuff and just started seeing people as people. I mean, I think that's really, and that we've lost in this whole new movement or whatever you want to call it.
Now, Tom, these 3 super chats are going to be read together. It says, "Don't worry about the stuff, Tom. It'll make you tense up. You need to relax. It hurts less if you relax."
I can't.
Tom, prepare yourself for some surprise butt sex.
Oh my god. I want to leave.
I'm with Mary on this one.
Don't listen to Samurai Vader, Tom. When it comes, it won't be a surprise.
Jesse, please stop letting him into your fishnet drawer, please. Please.
This is fun for me.
Yeah.
This is fucking weird.
Our friend Darksblade says, "Not to be that guy, but Gina has the assets of Power Girl. Oh, and Clark has chemistry with Momoa from Game of Thrones."
That's true.
That's
oh my god, that's
point.
true. I forgot they were great together.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing,
anyway.
Did you see they were going after Henry Cavill vicariously because Gina had dated him or some shit?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it wasn't going to take off, but yeah.
Also, of course she dated Superman.
Of course she did. Why is Perry Chan crying? You scared him, Jeff.
That's why I'm not as buff as you, bro. Now, look,
Jeff.
I don't think Swinging Cod sent any more messages, so let's just get through these. We'll end the show, or at the end. That way people can go to sleep soundly and not think of my voice like
I'm gonna
Anyway, moving on. Our friend Darksblade, we read that one, thank you. Shaolin Wright says, one theme has to go. You guys ready? This is something's gonna get eliminated. Get ready. All right. The heat is on. Back in Time, the Imperial March, or Ghostbusters. Which has to go?
The heat is on has to go. I'm sorry, but you can't get rid of the other ones. You can't get rid of the other ones. You can't.
I'll live without which one? Go ahead.
I'm gonna get rid of Back in Time. That's not the best one from Back to the Future.
I can do. I want to keep Back in Time, but I would either get rid of. What was the other one? Imperial March or what?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. I'd get rid of Ghostbusters. I've heard it.
Are you serious?
I've heard it. I already have it. It's called I Want a New Drug.
No. I'm going to sit over here in my nice little whammon majority with Mecca.
Ghostbusters also is so overplayed, man.
You can't get enough Ghostbusters.
I'm not saying it's not a good song, but
it's a great song.
Have you heard Busted in the parody version?
Yeah.
Busted makes me feel good.
Yeah. Busted. Yeah, I love
don't get me wrong. I love all those songs. But my other choice then, my alternate choice would be get rid of the Imperial March, because at this point I've checked out of Star Wars. I really don't care anymore. I mean, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi will never be the same without it. Don't get me wrong, but if I had to choose at this point, because my love for Star Wars has really waned. I mean, 3 strikes, you're out. I'm done. Done.
At the old ball game. Michael Hunting, thank you very much. He says, Jeff, with this cancel culture, do you think that the horror movies will be next, like Elm Street and Friday the 13th? Michael, I don't think so, because horror movies like Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street, when they were brand new, were looked at as misogynistic films. They were looked at as an attack on women. Siskel and Ebert, bless their hearts, were so out of touch. Now horror movies have taken on a whole new meaning with the final girl, strong female empowerment, all this shit. To cut out horror movies is to pull another Gina Carano, where you're going to get rid of something that represents what you're trying to promote. Good or bad, Jamie Lee Curtis created this trope of the final girl, which goes across horror. Heather Langenkamp and A Nightmare on Elm Street, the countless women from Friday the 13th. It really is an expected thing among fans. Corey Feldman, yes, he's the best final girl. But it's a agreed upon thing with fans to have, the final girl. That's the thing. She outsmarts the guys. Why does she live? No one questions that shit. It's not sexist to horror fans. It's just the inevitability of the situation. So you cheer for Nancy, you cheer for Laurie Strode, you cheer for Amy Steele and all these other fucking people. And if they start cutting that out, that sends the message. Like, what? Because they cut up people? Look, Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, they kill everybody equally. They chop them up, they juice them, they do whatever they got to do to them, no matter the skin color. Yeah, maybe Freddy Krueger's a pervert and says dark meat. He's an asshole across the board. And if you're going to cancel him for the first offense, not that offense. And you already know it is if you're a fan.
They had the gay Freddy movie anyway, too.
No, the second one, Mecca, right at the beginning. So
it was so gay. It was so.
You got the body and I've got the brains.
Right?
I don't know how they didn't realize they were making that film.
You had the final, the first male scream queen.
Absolutely.
Mark Patton.
They need to stop acting like women haven't been elevated to positions of power in media since forever. And I was actually watching, it was this morning, Batman the Animated Series, just starting it off. Literally the first 2 episodes it's a part 1 and part 2. It's Catwoman and the Red Claw. The Red Claw is a woman, right? And she starts basically telling Batman, because he's like, I didn't know you were a woman. And she was like, it would be a woman that would take you down. Right? This is 1992, right? That's when Batman the Animated Series comes out. It's and I'm not even 10 years old yet at this point. Women have been elevated to this place of power and that hard ass chick, right, who can come in and kick a big strong man's ass for ages, right? It is a trope at this point, and that's okay. No one's insulted by it until you start identifying it with this political aspect of it actually means something. It matters. You're doing something, right?
Well, Mary, you made an interesting parallel, because women behind the scenes are what made that show what it is. You had a lot of the ladies, a few of these executives at Fox are really what brought that 90s television to the screen. Margaret Loesch, or Loesch, I don't want to mispronounce it, but she's responsible for helping X-Men and Power Rangers, and another woman's responsible, and Andrea Romano's the voice cast and stuff. It's weird how we act like all of a sudden women in geek culture is this big thing, and we have to stop and make presentations about it, when you can find 50 women that worked on these shows and go, oh, we did it. But look at Julia
They've been doing this shit for ages, right? They've been doing this shit for ages. They are the reason this shit even came about in so many of these cases.
Even the viewing audiences were diverse. I mean, I just linked in chat here. It was from the premiere of Return of the Jedi. Just the crowd in that, they're trying to tell us that, it's all just a bunch of 40-year-old white dudes. And when you see this thing, I just linked in the private if you want to share it. But
yeah, I'm pulling up actually, because it's a cool video.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter the other day, and I'm like, we already had Star Wars for everyone.
We're just fanatics out here waiting on Return of the Jedi. 3 years in the making. We're waiting for this.
Woo!
People don't idolize Darth Vader like I do. See, I want him to get Luke. And I think that Luke will destroy Darth Vader.
I guess Darth Vader will die. I'm not sure. I hope he doesn't. I love his black.
Yeah, so without getting the theme played, Star Wars kind of was for everybody. Holy shit.
Right?
How was I able to like Star Wars before there was Finn and Rey?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I guess all those Han Solo figures I bought as a kid don't count.
No.
Super Mastermind, thank you very much. He says, everyone has seen Last Starfighter, right? Yes, I have.
I have not.
Oh, Mary. Check it out. It's fun.
Join me if you like. I can watch it. What is the Last Starfighter?
Yeah, The Last Starfighter.
You'll love it.
Googling it.
Forge Father, thank you very much. He says, when privilege cards will be issued out after vote. Oh, sorry. White privilege cards will be issued out after we vote on what font to use at the next meeting of the patriarchy. I suggest Comic Sans.
I was just about to say Comic Sans.
No, Cindy wants calligraphy. Fuck that bitch. We're not talking to her this way.
Adam Wofford, thank you very much. He says she, and I'm assuming Madonna, is worth $850 million, but I have to watch more privilege than her. But I have so much more privilege than her. She can buy an island and can't have... Sorry, let me reread this one because it's really fucking funny and I'm laughing. She is worth $850 million, but I have so much more privilege than her. She can buy an island and I can't have a new set of tires, which I really need. Like, you hit the nail on the head, dude. Don't add... I love how they want to lecture to people, average, everyday people. It's like, yeah, you're worth almost $1 billion, lady. Please, let me cry you a river, just like when you got a divorce from Guy Ritchie and lost all your money and you're still worth $800 million.
Yeah.
Who? Fucking who? Sorry, Madonna. Fried fish. I don't give a shit. Now, Felicity Poobell, thank you very much. I wanted to bring this up earlier when we were talking about Prince. Game blouses.
What?
Fucking love Chappelle's show.
Oh.
Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories.
I have only seen the Chappelle show in its totality, like once when it was actually playing, like on.
Prince whooped our ass.
Yeah,
I do remember
pancakes.
I remember the guy who was like who didn't realize he was like a part of the Klan or whatever, and he didn't realize he was black.
Oh, that the first episode, Clayton Bigsby.
Clayton Bigsby, yeah.
Yeah. That was funny as hell. That and Rick James.
Yeah. I'm Rick James, bitch. It's like one of the few Chappelle things I'll still quote because the comment bitch. That was the best.
I like that. It's like it's you, y'all guys against me and the revolution. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
That and Piss on You. The R. Kelly Piss on You.
Oh yeah.
Was hilarious.
Adam Wofford, thank you very much. He says, wait, Chun-Li isn't in Mortal Kombat? I thought she was in Tekken, or is it King of Fighters? Is it like Sonic and Gears of War, which he was awesome in? Yeah, it's just like that, dude. When I play through the Gears of War Anniversary Edition on the Xbox 9000, I always use Sonic the Hedgehog. Marcus Phoenix, he's passé. Sonic the Hedgehog, that's where it's at.
Why isn't Gumby in the Avengers?
The Gumbengers? I don't know. Who would Pokey be? The Hulk? Pokey Smash.
No.
Gumby was such a lame show.
I like Gumby.
I liked it as a kid, but like going back, they were just like the blockhead people and stuff they would face. I'm like, why did I watch this?
It's only fun when you're stoned.
Well, I think we should watch Gumby, Jesse.
Especially the old trippy shit.
Well, link me, bro.
It's not like good, don't get me wrong. It's more so just like, yeah, I just grew up on it, so whatever.
That's how I feel about a lot of shows like Eek the Cat or Bobby's World. They weren't that good. I just grew up on them.
Oh my God, I completely forgot about Eek and Bobby's World till just now, this moment when you said them. And
Bobby's World rocked, though.
Yeah, those existed.
You know what happened? Somebody tweeted out Bobby's World revival, and Howie Mandel said like something like yes and retweeted it or some shit like that.
I like Howie Mandel.
For this or something like that.
I feel like Howie Mandel is stunning and brave. Like, the guy actually really does try to live through this horrible, horrible OCD and engage with people, and that's got to be horrifying for him.
He did the voice of Gizmo on the Mountain Dew commercial as well.
He's Gumby, damn it! I love Gumby.
I'm Gumby, damn it!
Yeah, from Eddie Murphy's Gumby's the best.
Eddie Murphy did Gumby.
I'm a legend in this town.
I don't remember that.
Damn it.
Did he do like Pokey and all the other characters as well, or
no? It was he plays Gumby as this. It's based on this Jewish like agent that he had or some shit. It's really fucking racist, but it's hilarious. He's like, I'm Gumby, damn it. He acts like Gumby's like this old school Hollywood actor who doesn't get any fucking respect. And he talks with a thick Jewish accent.
Did you guys remember that old Saturday night skit, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood?
That was another one from this era, yeah. Eddie Murphy was the king of Saturday Night Live. He was on the worst cast, but he was everything.
He held that shit.
Like, yes, he was everything Saturday Night Live was made for.
Dude, that's why when he came back, his episode was everything stopped.
Rated they had in forever, right?
Yeah, that was the best.
It Bowie.
Everything was great.
Okay.
I loved Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
Buckwheat sings.
Can you think gentrification, children?
Hi. Feed times a Mayday. All your favorite classics.
He stole that poor woman's
up in all the wrong paces. Looking up. I got Daddy Dabba dead on a die. She said, Debbie, I.
Hold on. That's beautiful, man. You know,
and you've got heartwarming classics like Una Panuna Banca.
I think Tom had
Buckwheat sings $9.99 per LP or $14.99 per cassette too. Buckwheat sings by Freddie Free, New York. I've seen that too many times. Buy my record. Okay.
I love it. Our friend Culture Christina says Tom out divas me. That's amazing.
Oh, I do. I'm a diva.
Also, we had our friend Swinging Cod who says, "Don't worry, Tom. I'll give you all the jam ramming you can take."
No,
we don't like that.
I can't do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna have so many nightmares tonight.
This is my no
square. Next.
Oh God! Please.
Buckwheat has been shot.
I
love
like this. My mommy.
if you want a name for that voice, just call it my serial killer voice. That's what it is.
Can we call it I do me? Is that what I do me? I feel like
Mary, you can say anything for the voice if you believe.
I can't. I regret everything right now.
You haven't begun to regret anything.
I can't believe they did Velvet Jones though on there, dude. That was crazy. How to be an Instagram hoe.
They look at that's when comedy superseded political correctness. That show, they pulled out all the stops. I loved it. Now,
how you answer the house in my neighborhood. Who is it?
Joseph Pianowitz says it rubs the lotion.
Nope.
Now,
fuck this shit.
Willie Woodward says, please read the creepy adult film actor voice.
No, why are you guys encouraging this shit?
Hey, Tom and Mary, I'm too sexy for my shirt.
No. He's going to take off our skin.
I'm going to make a whole new character for shenanigans surrounding this voice.
Don't. Good God,
you
don't.
should all appear for the
encouraging.
Now you're encouraging, yeah. See?
Because I feel like I can monetize this.
Oh, fuck.
I should do, Jesse, I'll do my entire Good Morning Pop Culture on Friday. Good Morning Pop Culture. No, maybe. I'll fall asleep doing that one. I close my eyes with the voice. Head Case Laboratory says, don't worry, Tom. I saved my special Big Mac for you.
Ew.
I don't want that Big Mac sauce.
I could read. Never mind, I won't read it.
Wait, that's 2 all beef patties.
J-Net says,
cheese, pickles, onions,
bun seats.
No.
Oh my God.
Keep your seed bun out of mine.
I'll give you. Never mind. J-Net says, I would slap you, Tom. The OT rules all the music.
It does, but I'm just... Man, this whole thing really is taking a toll on me. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it wasn't for The Last Jedi, I'd have never met all these fine people right here. I wouldn't know you guys out there. I'd still be just making my funny little cartoons and songs and shit, and I wouldn't be doing any of this shit. I mean, I was into it before The Last Jedi, but if it wasn't for, The Last Jedi, I wouldn't have met Jeff and all that stuff probably, and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it all is rooted in things like Fan Four Stick and Ghostbusters, but yeah, the Last Jedi built this community. As much as I hate and dislike what it's done, it gave me that much. But now with this stuff with Gina, like I said earlier, it goes beyond Star Wars now. This is
it's taken root in absolutely everything we love.
Yeah. It's definitely a virus.
Yeah.
And she's the first person to call it out, at least in the public eye of scrutiny.
This is the same shit we were dealing with Star Trek too, where they have their little hate mobs, they have their little trying to get rid of you as a fan shit, want to shut you up, they want to dox you. So we deal with that too over there. So yeah, I mean, and I think
no, and I mean, I can only imagine what Gina has dealt with, because I see some of the shit that the ladies deal with, and it is you want to hear the word abhorrent. And I'm not even talking about the dick pics either. I'm talking about the nasty shit.
Before I closed my DMs, I was getting so many dick pics. I could make a collage.
No, those are bad enough. But I'm talking about, like, Mecca's even gotten shit in the mail.
I got one today.
No.
Wait, you got a dick pic in the mail?
No, not a dick pic.
No, not a dick pic, but basically like a real shitty or threatening letter. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, basically.
I'm really sorry about the dildo. I'm sorry about the dildo, Mecca.
That was meant for me.
That was not meant in a bad way, Mecca. The dildo was meant for you to enjoy.
It was a wedding gift.
It was a friendly gesture.
So our friend Culture Casino says, if we're going to make cards, Helvetica on bonded bone. So
What?
just like Patrick Bateman, right? This is a bone color, right?
What? Wait, how is this going over my head?
He's the American Psycho.
Oh, yeah, I don't watch horror movies.
I've not seen it, but I know the name.
Paul Allen, man, they should have done it. Never mind. Jabraylin Van Zant says, Fritz the Cat drunk stream or stone stream?
Oh, Fritz the Cat.
That'd be fun, because I'm an artist. I love Fritz the Cat. I like Robert Crumb's artwork. He's
Have you ever seen the movie?
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Okay.
I've seen, when I was in college, we watched all that. Like, when I mean adult animation, you know what I mean, right? Like, not adult, like not animated porn, just not Disney films for kids. Right. So, yeah.
Have you seen Nine Lives though too? Or just the first one?
Just the first one.
Nine Lives is actually better, in my opinion.
I'd be willing to do those streams, Jabraylin Van Zant. It just depends. If enough people would want to join me for it. Tom, would you join me for it?
Oh, fuck yes. I love Fritz the Cat.
All right. Well, there we go. Jabraylin Van Zant. We'll talk. We'll add it to our list of ones that we want to do. We have the drunk commentaries are making a comeback probably in March. So, yeah, we did decide March before Mortal Kombat. And then once we start those, we'll figure out the rotation. But Fritz the Cat is definitely an awesome choice. Plus, being inebriated for it, we can talk about how weird it is. We can have fun.
I've actually had an idea for a third film that'll never happen, but yeah.
Now, Doug Keller, thank you very much. He says, hey, Jeff, when is the Patreon fan hangout happening again? I want to watch The Last Boy Scout with you and Dion. Well, Doug, the beauty of it is you get to decide when it is. So what we do is if enough people request it, we can do a fan hangout. But really, you and Darth Tico are the first people to request it. He picked his date. He's going to be joining us on a specific date. So the same goes to you. Now, if you'd like us to do like one of those watch-alongs or a drunk commentary or something, we can use that as one of our drunk commentaries. If you want to be on it with us, just message me over there and be on the lookout. Like I said, we're going to kick it back off with Mortal Kombat and Annihilation, and then the schedule starts for 2021. Also, folks, Oscar night, make sure you join us here on the channel. We ripped it apart last year. We're going to do it again. We're going to be drinking. We're going to be live. We're going to be having fun at the expense of whatever's on TV this year. So
every time someone mentions the Oscars, the only thing that pops into my head is that scene from The Grinch where he's like, "Are you still living?" You know what I'm talking about? The two old broads that raised him or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's like shocked they're still alive.
Wouldn't you be?
I am shocked that the Oscars is still a thing. Does anybody even watch that anymore?
Slowly dying, but yeah, it's still a thing.
So we have one more super chat from Culture Casino. He says, Mary, why am I not on Shenanigans with Jeff and Jesse? I promise I'll be good. I'll dial it back to level 2. Oh, and Marioki too.
Please stop making promises you can't keep. You can't be good, and we both know it.
And that is the only reason why I would want to come on the show.
Besides, we're renegotiating my contract to have me come on in some guest appearances. So.
It's not even a prerequisite to be good to be on Shenanigans.
I want chicken nuggets, and you just have to deal with it.
I will happily give you nuggets, Tom. I would give anything for that Tom to be back. This is all I want in the world.
You got to bring at least back one skit, though. Then
okay, we'll talk. We can do some improv.
Okay.
I love how we're negotiating.
That's what I live
contracts
for.
while on air.
That's why I said we got to negotiate my contract. I left
Now-
in a huff. I quit. I fired myself because I was the co-executive producer producing Executives, and I said, "Fuck you, Tom, get out of here." And I'm like, "No, fuck you, Tom, you get out of here."
He did. He had an internal argument very much out loud.
And I'm like, "I don't agree with this anymore. This is not shenanigans. I'm calling shenanigans on shenanigans." And I left.
And he took himself with himself.
I did. My diva ass took my shit out the door. Green M&Ms and all. I seen that in the chat. That is true. I do require green M&Ms in my rider, but they have to have the green part melted off first. So they're just chocolate.
That can be arranged.
All
I
right.
found one stuck in the floorboard between the baseboard and the wall.
Whatever. This is a lady who actually took all the Oreos in the green room and replaced the white stuff with fucking toothpaste.
I did.
That is like,
That's evil.
that's almost as bad as murder.
I did eat the white stuff, at least.
That what makes it almost as bad as murder.
Somebody
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
You were wasteful.
I got it. I mean, it wasn't wasteful. I ate the white stuff, right?
You heard it here, folks, at the 3 hour, 33 minute, and 33
Hey,
seconds.
crazy.
We ate the white stuff. That's a perfect way to close the show out, Mary. So how was the White House?
It's everything I ever dreamed with all the white stuff.
I couldn't get enough of it. It was all over my mouth. It was everywhere.
And it wasn't enough.
I needed more and more.
It figures that the first time I would be on the High Council, that would be how I would get to end things out. No, like this was a dream come true. Like for the last 2 years, I've been a part of this community for 3 years, right? And so I've been kind of like for the first year, I was just sort of a chat lurker or whatever. But 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago now, I made my channel, and I've just, this was like a young little sapling, Jedi Padawan Mary, his dream coming true, right? I feel like I became a knight today. So
Well,
A dark knight.
a Jedi knight.
Mary, it was awesome having you.
Thank you.
It was. I know you were joking about being nervous and stuff, but it was awesome to have you. I can't wait to have you back.
He said that, guys. He just said that. I'm actually going to go have a
She
freak out in the
will hold
corner.
you to that.
Dude, I'm a man of my word.
Mary,
Mary said, "Hey Jeff, we appear on the 1,000 subscriber stream." I was there.
You
Hey,
were.
we talked about karaoke and stuff. We've been there. Hey, can I be on the High Council? Here you are. So of course, man of my word.
I'm going to go actually cry in the corner as soon as this is over.
It's a fun show. Look, it save the tears for shit pancake or something when he doesn't get secret treats. There you
I
go.
gotta figure out what I'm singing on karaoke this week. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Now, Mary, where can we find you on the internet before we go?
You can find me in a corner over there with the rest of the incels. I have a channel, Mary Mayhem. It's super easy to find. Mary is spelled like Christmas, Merry. Mary Mayhem. It's super easy. Just Mary Mayhem. I have a couple of streams every single week. Wednesday night mayhem, and then shenanigans every Saturday, and then we do some stuff in between sometimes. So we have a lot of fun over on my channel, and then you can find me also over on Midnight's Edge on Monday nights for Toxic Femininity, where the girls and I bash stupidity. And then once a month I do a stream called The Babedom Menace, where we try to unfuck everything. So that's fun.
I am sincerely convinced that it has something to do with that time of the month. I know it.
It is once a month. Tom loves to refer to it as that time of the month.
It's that time of the month again.
We do get angry. We do get angry over there, but we mostly laugh and have a glass of wine. So it's a
They
lot of fun.
sync up and they bash men.
It's like that episode of Married with Children.
I'm kidding. They don't bash.
We do walk around in high heels with our cleavage poofed up and talking. Ow! Yeah, that's.
You just got 10,000 new subscribers, Mary.
Geez, Peg, what now?
Hold on, I got it in here somewhere. There we go. Bam. That's as close as I'm gonna get to Peg on here. So.
I still have sold a lot of people on my idea for Married with Grandchildren. I'm going to make that happen.
Oh, I like that idea.
I know the title sells itself. You already get what it's going to be. It's going to be Al Bundy and Peg stuck raising their kids because let's face it, neither one of them are going to be worth a shit. But the funny bit of it is of course, Bud, he has this girl who's basically all the women he's chased all his life. So now he's the concerned father who's got to beat men off left and right away from his daughter. And then Kelly, of course, her kids are both geniuses. because she's a complete moron and can't keep a job. So like her kids, like one's like a nerdy little genius, and the other one's like a musical phenom or some shit like that. And of course, it's just Al facing these woke kids nowadays and dealing with the absentee parents. Yeah,
it'll be like the Connors, except not.
Yeah, I did say beating off men, Dr. Coffinell. You can steal that.
Wow.
Bad phrasing. Beating the guys off. Oh, that didn't work either. Son of a bitch.
Yes. And Tom's the one who pointed out that the Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was the gay one too.
Always do. Well, everybody knew that.
I know.
Now, Mecca,
but I asked Robert Shea, did he know? And he's like, no, I had no clue. He's like, even when you're in the fucking like leather place buying the get up and shit, he's like, he goes, I didn't think so much about it. I even took my kid with me. I had no idea. His kid helped him pick out the outfit.
A real bonding experience. Wow, Dad.
Yeah. Robert Shea's in that bar scene and then head to toe leather.
Yep. Well, that man, he built an empire. So I'll respect Bob Shea.
Fuck yes. And that's what I said about Bob. Bob Shea is somebody who Shapiro should look at and really kind of emulate for his studio. I think he'll learn a lot.
We had another super chat roll in from, a couple of them. So first off, oh shit. Okay. There we go. Got to go back. Swinging Cod, JNat. There we go. Culture Casino. My super chat just got hijacked by Tom. Diva. Jack White, thank you very much. He says, watch along suggestion for you, Jeff. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Cowboy Bebop. Dude, I'll watch Cowboy Bebop with anybody. It's a cool show. Now that one would be, if I'm gonna do an anime watch along though, I'm gonna try to do something with another YouTuber that's into it, because if I streamed something with like the guys, they would just kind of watch it honestly just as a cartoon, and they would sit there. If they liked it, they liked it. If not, not. But I don't think I know enough people in my sphere that I could stream it.
Reach out to like Yellow Flash or Hero Hey.
Oh, okay.
Or Tug or any of those guys, because there's a lot of guys in that sort of in that Weeb War community. Sort of.
Hey there.
JNat says, no offense, Tom. I saw Star Wars in the theater in 1977, and I have the LP. I love everything. Sorry. And have the LP. Love everything Yellow do.
I got them all too. Like, you guys gave me tough choices. What was I supposed to do? The only one besides Ghostbusters, which I gave my reasons, because I can just listen to I Want a New Drug. So
Crystal Meth Pepsi.
That's what, yeah, Crystal Meth Pepsi. It's my favorite.
That's got to get added to the list of approved answers for shenanigans. Crystal Meth Pepsi.
Now, I got to apologize, guys, but Mary ate the white stuff. Doesn't that sound good, Tom?
Fucking fuck.
Leave me alone.
That's from Swinging Cod. I didn't need to say it, but people like to hear their name said. Thank you, Swinging Cod. Culture Casino says, Mary, there's an order of jizz fries for you.
I fucking knew he was going to bring that shit up. I knew he was going to bring that shit up.
That's why everyone should listen to Marioki and Shenanigans over on Mayhem or Mary Mayhem's channel, because that's the type of shit that pops up.
Marioki has not been on for like 5 years.
Oh, we did our last one in December.
We were on the last one, so that is why I keep making the mistake.
We never even did the second Christmas show. I was
the onion rings.
I was promised
Shenanigans at the end. I'm going to pistol whip them.
I was promised a second Christmas Marioki, and I never got it.
And then
I was planning to do another song like last year, and
I know.
Do it.
I moved, Tom. I'm sorry.
You moved.
I moved, and it was very time consuming.
I know. I'm picking on you.
Angry Vader says phrasing, Tom.
I know. I said beat men off. What can I say?
I'm literally writing Crystal Meth Pepsi down right now.
It's not my fault. Dick tastes yummy.
Well, dude, great transition into this next super chat from Terminus EST that says, wait, Mecca got a dildo in the mail? Is it double-ended? Would that be a better gift for mutual affection and respect? It goes both
Actually, I
ways.
haven't yet, but if anybody wants to send any.
It's
They're kind
like
of
the home game.
expensive,
You can play
actually.
with friends.
Aren't they, Mary? They're kind of pricey.
Yeah, that guy, right? They're super expensive.
I wouldn't be offended.
What's to be offended? You saved me $85.
If I put a few on my Amazon wish list, would you guys send them? Because, like, they're expensive, right?
Your color is purple.
Jack White, thank you very much. He says, Merry Happiness Punch.
Wait, is that a good thing? I don't know. What just happened?
Jack White's a nice guy, so yeah.
Okay.
The High Council just turned into High Bukaki. That's all I know.
Sorry.
I mean, shield yourself.
Which is weird because there's more women on than I think there's ever probably been before. But
well,
yet,
women are the worst.
Yeah, here we go. See.
Haven't you seen the line outside the Chippendales thing at the Rio, where the Thunder from Down Under?
I have not, but I was just reading the chats about throwing stuff at Lucasfilm. No.
Oh my god. Could we do that? Could we seriously like form like a big line or whatever and all take a bunch of dildos and just start chucking them at Lucasfilm?
I think we'd go to jail, but
yeah, don't do that.
No.
There is supposedly people, and again, I've heard this from a couple different places.
For
I
what?
wouldn't bring
Littering?
Like, people have been sending used kitty litter and diapers and shit to Kathleen Kennedy's office.
I'm not saying use them before you chuck them. I'm just saying buy a dildo you're willing to.
No, but I think what they're trying to do is build this narrative that people are attacking her, so then they can go
you know
out.
What?
Yeah.
I'm going to counter the narrative in front of more people than most of these idiots will ever have. Don't do that shit. Don't bother this lady.
Sorry.
Don't even watch.
And that's what we said. Yeah.
Don't even think about her anymore.
Please take what I just said as a joke, guys. I don't seriously want everybody to go chuck.
No, and that's just it. You know, we can fight. We can fight these fights on their own terms in their own ways by going after them on Twitter and doing the same kind of shit they do to us. Pretty much, challenge accepted. No, but don't be sending people stuff. Don't be attacking individuals. Attack ideas. Attack. You can criticize movies, criticize ideas as far as that goes, but not individuals.
Yeah, send all your excess dildos to me and Mecca.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
No,
you're gonna get a bunch now, Mary.
P.O. Box 49.
She's probably not that concerned. Like she said, they're not fucking cheap. So
hold on, if you want to pimp your P.O. box out, please let everyone know where they can send.
You are more than welcome to send your excess dildos to P.O. Box 49, Raineyville, Kentucky 40162. I will
preferably unused.
Preferably unused. I need to see a sealed container.
Yeah,
if that thing isn't sealed, I will in fact throw it right the hell away.
Joseph Bienowitz, thank you very much. He says challenge accepted. So thank you. Yeah.
And then next is P.O. Box 1566, Loveland, Colorado 80539.
You do realize you're going to get like 300 dildos now, Mary, right?
I'm okay with that. They're expensive.
Like, how many copies of Dark Fate does Dion have by now?
Over 15.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah, a lot. And then I have to say, one listener was cool. He sent me a case of Alita Battle Angels, and he said, "Here, give this to the people that you feel should have it."
So, that's cool.
Thank you, sir. We had a couple more pop in. Our friend Jack White says, referring to One Piece with that last one, if you want it means type in Nami happiness punch on YouTube. Oh, okay. So yeah, like I said, guys, Jack White is cool. So yeah, happiness punch. We say Nami? Excuse me.
You have to report back how many dildos you got. By the way,
hopefully the number starts with a 0 and ends with a 0.
I'm gonna take bets.
Honestly, I think it's hilarious. It really doesn't bother me, right?
Over under 30.
I mean, like, if I actually get any dildos, I will let you know, Tom. I find it absolutely, utterly hilarious.
I will too. You better post that shit all over.
I put it on Twitter.
That's what I just said.
Put a picture on Twitter.
Over under 30
on
kids.
Camera.
Yeah.
Let's see it in the chat. My number is 17.
If I get one dildo, I'll be A, surprised, and B,
Forbidden Ruins got 5. I got him for 5.
Put me down for 20. I'm good for it, Tom.
20, all right.
Are you guys actually betting on this right now?
Maybe.
Oh no, that's a line from Die Hard. Jack White says One Piece. Thank you, Jack White. Yeah, and you sent, I believe it was you or Wheezy Bird, because no one put a little package slip in there. But yeah, we have not all of it, because there's 1,000 chapters, but we have a good chunk of the first 9 volumes of One Piece now. So thank you. Joseph Bianowitz says, jelly dongs, let fly.
Damn, Aram.
Oh, that really is the perfect.
Damn, Aram.
Now, Culture Casino says, pelting Lucasfilm with dongs? Waste of a gift for Mary and Mecca. Girls on a budget can't spend $85 on personal pleasure.
Mecca's going to get a few too now, you watch.
I hope
I'm putting some in my Amazon wish list.
There you go, kids.
Right.
That's the best way to
we
do
meet
it.
up at a con, Mecca, we can like have a sword fight with one of them.
Oh, please do. And attach like lightsaber hilts to the bottom.
Yes.
This is going to be a really great convention.
Whoever loses as their dong falls off.
Oh my god.
No. 007 Cloud says, one does not simply watch Berserk like a cartoon. That is true, sir. One does not, because the horror and the insanity and the goriness, that's not just a cartoon.
16-bit master. Send them all your 12-inch Darth Vaders.
My ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is.
You don't know the power of a dildo.
Of the dark side. Believe me.
It's a double-sided dildo.
Terminus EST, that's them working on the broken water main, hopefully. Once the dildo reaches the P.O. box, its next destination is the B.O. box.
Okay, I gotta imagine that there's some off-brand, like knockoff Star Wars dildo out there that's double-sided or double-ended, whatever. It's called the Darth Maul.
No, they got the Darth Vader one.
No. I'm talking about the Darth Maul. You know, like his double-bladed lightsaber.
Double-bladed. Yeah. That seems like if that hasn't already happened, somebody should definitely make that happen.
Exactly. And the Mace Windu has to be a big bastard.
With motherfucker carved into
it's
the
one
side.
that says bad motherfucker on it.
Yeah.
We have one more from our friend Culture Casino. Thank you very much. He says, new rap song. Hits from the Dong. Karaoke tune.
Hits from the Dong.
Get to writing, Tom.
Oh, yeah. I'll do that.
Hold on. Let's see. Another one popped up. Thank you very much, Joseph Yanowitz. He says, it's the Darth Maul Dong. Double the
pleasure, double the fun.
Wow.
It's the Darth Maul Dong.
Of the great.
Oh, don't do that again.
It's the statement of the great stuff from Darth Maul Dong.
This is why I love Mary. She knows where to pick it up.
Mary, dude, you're awesome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Now, before we go, Mecca, where can we find you on the internet?
Mecca.
Over on my channel, Mecca Random 42. I do a million videos every single day, and YouTube won't notify you of them. So just go check my channel every single day. There's stuff there. I do baking, cooking streams, gaming streams sometimes. Just whatever, and rants, and I yell.
Ribbed for her pleasure. Ew.
Oh, fucking world. Now, Tom, where can we find you on the internet besides everywhere, sir?
Yes, I would like the cream of some young guy.
I can't believe I just did the fucking taunt like I was watching in the movie. Never mind.
Okay. You can find me on Midnight's Edge After Dark. And since there's no mindless entertainment tonight, if I can stay awake, maybe I'll do some mead radio. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe. So yes, folks, I saw people in the chat asking, no, there will not be a mindless entertainment stream tonight. Jesse's a little under the weather, so you guys can check the links that she posted on her social media to find out all the information. But I shared the link. Make sure you guys are checking out her Richard Chu interview. If you don't know the name, you definitely know his work. He edited Star Wars, the very first one. He's got great stories. That video is dropping Thursday. Part 1's out right now. He worked on The Conversation. He worked on God damn it, Tom Cruise. What's the one? Risky Business. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and what was Going South, right?
Going South. I mean, he's got an immense filmography.
Like, folks,
It's got its own wiki.
This isn't the type of interview where it's like I don't know these people. They're talking about really big icons in Hollywood. Like,
yeah.
Jack Nicholson and Peter O'Toole.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson stories. And I got to hear them when she recorded them all, so they're cool. And there's more coming. So make sure you guys, she's got that link. I actually posted on their community tab so people can find that too. And spread the word. It's fun. It's a really
good but are they Pattinson and fucking Catwoman on the Batmobile cool?
Dude, I heard about that. That's there's no way it happened, but
you know what? I didn't think that either until I heard it from 2 other places.
I didn't think it either until I saw a whole bunch of people like yelling in the comments. That's not true. You're just a
because there might be something to it. Again, I don't.
I'll pick it up from the same place though, which is around.
Maybe not. I don't know,
dude. If it's true, that's the coolest thing that motherfucker has done.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying.
I will say this: if anyone's out there bitching about this, this is what Batman would do. He would
totally throw Catwoman on the Batmobile. Absolutely, positively.
I'm not even mad at him. I just don't think it's true.
I don't believe it, but if that shit went down, that's a guaranteed ticket for me.
Okay, I gotta say this. I've been very hard on Pattinson. Okay. I've been very vocally against him as the Batman. But if this is true, and he made a Batbaby and Catwoman, he is so awesome. And he has to name it Robin.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of got to give the guy props if that really happened.
He made love stains on the Batmobile. Alfred gets really pissed when you do that.
He's got to clean it.
Yeah, that's right. He's like, Master, why do you get love stains all over the Batmobile? God damn it. I'm doing superhero stuff. Catwoman, when she's got it, she wants it. You just got to go with it, right?
I feel so bad right now. Like I just had like when your brain just sort of like goes into a scenario. I just saw like Michael Caine walking around the Batmobile with a black light, muttering angrily to himself.
Bloody love stains everywhere. That's what he sounds like. He's like, you and your bloody light is the size of a tangerine. I don't know why he keeps saying that.
Because never mind, his balls are the size of a tangerine. I don't know.
Pattinson made a Batbaby.
Jack White, thank you very much. He says, I have yet to send you stuff, Jeff, because I've been busy, but will have anime Blu-rays and DVDs like Yu Yu Hakusho. Well, Jack White, thank you. Then it is Bweezy Bird, I believe, who's been sending everything. So Bweezy Bird, as always, thank you very much. The stuff, greatly enjoyed.
I apologize for the Batman.
Don't worry, Tom. You'll be getting a lot of dildos in your box, too.
I heard that.
Can't do it.
I'll do reviews of how funny they are.
Mary, you don't have a choice. It's happening.
I want to hide.
Well, Brett Cohen, thank you very much. He said, odds on the thirsty sends in a controllable vibe dong thinking they'll be able to pleasure you ladies.
Oh.
So they'll send you a Wii vibe.
I just feel like shaking, like get it off of me.
Why do I feel like it's playing that fucking music too while you're doing it? Do 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 do.
It should play my elevator music. Do do do. Over all the toy videos. That'd be weird. How to make a woman dry in 5 seconds. Those first 5 notes. Finally, Joseph Bienowitz says, for all the white stuff, the jizzle drizzle.
Faux jizzle, my drizzle.
I think we beat that joke too.
Oh, we beat it to death. So, yeah, so it's flat now. That's what we can say.
It's soft.
Yeah, no one wants to be defeated. So, folks, we're going to head out. But before we go, I'm going to play you a small little clip.
Oh, well, pardon my French, but I'll be damned.
Walker told me I